3122. Need to execute more military orders.
A ninth grade general, 2 ranks higher than me. In the army, even 1 rank higher is higher. Orders must be obeyed.
Lin Moyu clearly understood army rules. Let alone 2 ranks higher, even half a rank higher must be obeyed without choice. Just as he left the tent, he found the training outside had stopped. Several squads had already assembled, each squad 1,000 strong. The leaders of each squad were all 1,000-man commanders. The 1,000-man commanders all looked at Lin Moyu simultaneously. Though silent, their eyes gave Lin Moyu the answer. They were asking Lin Moyu, "Where's your squad?" Lin Moyu's mind moved, activating the seal's summoning function. Rosy light fell from the sky, and 1,000 divine rune army soldiers appeared before him. They formed a square formation, standing neatly and silently before Lin Moyu. Although the divine rune army soldiers Lin Moyu summoned looked the same as others, their realm was 1 level lower, only 3rd level Dao Venerable, and their combat power was much inferior. But this wasn't important. What mattered was that he needed to summon divine rune army soldiers to do the task now, even if just for show. After he summoned 1,000 divine rune army soldiers, the entire squad was complete. A total of 10,000-man commanders formed a 10,000-man army. Then, a flying ship came from afar. The ship wasn't large, less than 10 meters long, but it was covered in prehistoric divine runes. Lin Moyu sensed spatial fluctuations from it, knowing there was another space inside the ship.
In prehistoric times, runes seem to have been called divine runes. The divine rune army is related to runes everywhere. Whether formations or treasures, they're inseparable from divine runes.
As the ship arrived, a person appeared on it. His collar indicated his identity, a 10,000-man commander. Then he waved his hand, and immediately 1,000-man commanders led their squads flying into the sky, entering the ship. Then squad after squad entered the ship, the entire process without any sound. Lin Moyu also followed suit, leading his squad into the ship. The space inside the ship wasn't small, easily accommodating 10,000 people. The 10 squads still stood in square formations, neat and orderly. The key was there was no sound, giving a strange feeling in the silence. Lin Moyu stood among them, also motionless. After all squads were aboard, the ship flew like lightning across the sky towards the distance. Lin Moyu knew he wasn't the only one executing this task. There were others. He was just one of the participants. As the ship flew rapidly, Lin Moyu's thoughts also raced. He was considering how to overfulfill the task. The task was to obey military orders. Completing orders would complete the task. Failing would result in punishment. But the task didn't say how many orders there were or how to complete them. Currently, the order he received was to join the squad and cut off the Bloody Legion's retreat route. But the task didn't say how many orders there were. Gradually, Lin Moyu had an idea, roughly knowing how to overfulfill the task.
If I'm not mistaken, there should be multiple orders in this task. The more orders completed, the greater the reward. And judging from previous tasks, the rules don't pursue the task process, only the result.
Lin Moyu had an idea, knowing what to do. The ship flew for over an hour. The ship's speed was faster than even 9th level Dao Venerables. An hour was enough to fly very, very far. This secret realm was indeed very large. The larger the secret realm, the larger the scale of the war. Lin Moyu knew this war might have actually happened, just constantly replaying for countless years. Both sides in the secret realm had actually died who knows how many years ago. That power making the secret realm re-evolve eternally was truly shocking. The ship's speed gradually decreased until completely stopping. Divine runes on the ship flashed, and the entire ship gradually disappeared. Not only invisible to the naked eye, but its aura was also completely concealed. It was as if it didn't exist. Everything was very quiet, without a sound. Even the wind disappeared at this moment. After waiting like this for half an hour, a blood cloud flew from afar. Lin Moyu saw the blood cloud through the ship. Within the blood cloud was a dense bloody legion. numbering at least 50,000. Among them, the strongest blood rat monsters had 2 pairs of wings, called four-winged rat generals. Four-winged rat generals had 6th level Dao venerable combat power, while the 1,000-man commanders on their side were only 5th level Dao venerable. Only by relying on the armor's advantage and battle formation assistance could they fight them. If facing them head-on, not counting himself, just the 10,000-man army in the ship would certainly be defeated.
There should be more squads.
Lin Moyu thought to himself, believing there must be more squads to engage the enemy head-on. Their side would attack from behind. Only this way could this battle be fought. After the Bloody Legion passed, the ship silently followed. The Bloody Legion had no idea their tail had been targeted. A moment later, a divine rune army suddenly appeared ahead. A divine rune army of tens of thousands formed a huge battle formation, colliding head-on with the Bloody Legion. This squad was led by a 9th grade general. The entire army's combat power was extraordinary, immediately suppressing the Bloody Legion upon contact. But fighting like this, although they could win, it would be a Pyrrhic victory. At this time, the ship removed its invisibility, appearing in the sky. Then the 10,000-man commander raised his battle blade, pointing at the Bloody Legion. The next moment, all 1,000-man commanders led their squads charging out of the ship. The 10,000-man army rushed out of the ship, attacking the Bloody Legion's rear. Where the 10,000-man commander's battle blade pointed meant their battle began. With the Bloody Legion attacked from front and rear, this battle would inevitably end in the Divine Rune Army's victory. This great battle must have actually happened back then, and the Divine Rune Army must have won. So he just needed to follow the squad, honestly keep himself alive, and barring accidents, he could complete the task. For others, the difficulty of the task was how to stay alive in the great battle. This was a battle between tens of thousands of Dao venerables. Battle aftershocks were everywhere, and the environment was extremely chaotic. Unless one had overwhelming strength, a moment's carelessness could cost one's life. Lin Moyu's gaze became sharp.
Let's begin.
Killing intent boiled. 5 elements sword demon appeared beside him. The sword Dao emerged, with the 5 elements swords leading countless sharp swords flying out. Technique: 5 elements sword C. In an instant, the 5 elements sword C covered a large area. No blood rat monster covered by the sword C could escape. With just one sword, 5 elements sword demon slew thousands of blood rat monsters. The next second, the ground turned black. Dense dragon cavalry corps appeared in the sky, also forming battle formations and launching a bloody charge, silently killing into the Bloody Legion. Lin Moyu waved out several fireballs. The fireballs exploded in the air, turning into skeleton thrones. 3,000 skeleton kings all mobilized, raising bone swords and launching techniques. Technique: White Bone God Slash. The Bloody Legion weren't living beings and had no blood energy, so blood kill wasn't effective. Thus they switched to White Bone God Slash. Bright sword light exploded among the Bloody Legion. In an instant, thousands more blood rat monsters died. At this time, the Dragon Cavalry Corps also charged into the battlefield, frantically slaughtering blood rat monsters. The Dragon Cavalry Corps feared neither life nor death, only attacking without defending. Large numbers of blood rat monsters were slain. Almost in the blink of an eye, the Bloody Legion's losses exceeded 1/5. 3,123, 3,123. 31-23. Subsequent military orders. This battle, originally meant to last a long time, came to an end at an astonishing speed with Lin Moyu's participation. The Divine Rune Army, which should have been the main force, almost became spectators. The overwhelming undead army became the Bloody Legion's nightmare. After using 5 elements sword C, 5 elements sword demon targeted the 4-winged rat generals in the Bloody Legion. The few 4-winged rat generals all had 6th level Dao venerable combat power, but unfortunately their enemy was 5 elements sword demon. With the sword Dao's enhancement, 5 elements sword demon's attack power reached 7th level Dao venerable. 5 elements sword demon's attacks were incredibly fierce. His small body contained shocking power, slaying the four-winged rat generals one by one like cutting melons and vegetables. In less than half an hour, the entire battle ended with the Bloody Legion's annihilation. Throughout the battle, Lin Moyu himself barely took action.
The task should be completed, right?
With the Bloody Legion completely annihilated, in Lin Moyu's view, the task should be completed, at least the first order was completed. The expected rosy light didn't appear. At this time, an officer wearing exquisite armor flew over from the Divine Rune Army. Lin Moyu knew he was the commander of this battle, a 9th grade general. The 9th grade general came before Lin Moyu without a word, taking out a gold paper and handing it to Lin Moyu. A message was transmitted from the gold paper. First stage task completed. You can choose to leave to receive rewards, or continue to execute the next stage task. If continuing to execute the next stage task, failing will forfeit previous task rewards. Succeeding will double rewards.
As expected.
After receiving the message, a faint smile appeared on Lin Moyu's face. The current situation was similar to what he had thought. This task indeed had a follow-up. The key to triggering it was whether one could perform well enough in this battle. If performing excellently enough to significantly help the entire battle, there would be follow-up tasks. If not performing well enough, just mixing in until the battle ended, although the task would be completed, there would be no hope for follow-up tasks. More tasks also meant more rewards. Without needing to consider at all, Lin Moyu naturally chose to continue executing the task. After he made his choice, the task content began to appear on the gold paper. A map appeared on the gold paper, a map of the entire secret realm. The secret realm was very large. The previous military camp was just a small dot within it. Far from the military camp were several red dots. When seeing the red dots, Lin Moyu felt a thick bloody smell. These red dots represented the Bloody Legion. Lin Moyu found the red dots on the paper were slowly moving. These few red dots could show the Bloody Legion's movements in real time. Then, the specific task information was revealed. The new task was to go to the red dots and eliminate the Bloody Legion. There were 4 red dots in total, representing 4 Bloody Legion armies. Lin Moyu's task was to defeat the leftmost one on the map. He didn't need to worry about the other 3. Lin Moyu put away the gold paper. This gold paper was a live map, allowing him to know the Bloody Legion's exact location and not miss them. Then, the 9th grade general drew his battle blade, lightly tapping its tip on Lin Moyu's armor. The armor radiated brilliant light, its power greatly increasing. Lin Moyu felt the armor's enhancement had strengthened by another realm, almost reaching 2 realms of enhancement. A 3rd-level Dao Venerable wearing this armor without doing anything could exert 5th-level Dao Venerable combat power, and among the top of 5th level at that. The realm hadn't increased, just the armor enhancing combat power.
What a magical armor!
In today's origin continent, there were no such good armors anymore. Let alone enhancing by 2 realms, even treasures that could enhance combat power by 1 realm were extremely rare. Yet such armor was standard military equipment in the Divine Rune Army. It could be seen to what degree prehistoric cultivators' understanding of magical treasures had reached. For a moment, Lin Moyu really wanted to know how to forge such armor. He also wanted to understand the divine runes in the Divine Rune Army. But such thoughts were too fanciful, and could only be suppressed for now. The 9th grade general not only enhanced Lin Moyu's armor, but also strengthened Lin Moyu's 1,000 subordinates. Lin Moyu's 1,000 subordinates still had the same realm as Lin Moyu, all 3rd-level Dao Venerable. But their armor also changed at this moment, greatly increasing combat power, reaching at least 4th-level Dao Venerable. If forming a battle array, they could contend with 5th-level Dao Venerable powerhouses. But for Lin Moyu, this enhancement was too trivial, dispensable. Anyway, he wouldn't rely on summoned Divine Rune Army soldiers. Let alone just 1,000, even 10,000, 100,000, or 1,000,000, he wouldn't care about them. But the 9th grade general doing this was also a kind of encouragement, quite helpful for others executing tasks. The army set out. The general led the army flying towards the distance, leaving only Lin Moyu and his Divine Rune Army soldiers. Lin Moyu recalled the divine rune army soldiers, spread his wings of time, turning into a stream of light flying towards the distance. The task only looked at results, not the process. Summoning divine rune army soldiers earlier was just to cooperate a bit. Going forward, he would act alone, no longer needing to summon divine rune army soldiers. How could divine rune army soldiers compare to his undead army? The difference was more than just a little. Lin Moyu flew extremely fast. His wings of time constantly vibrated, accelerating Lin Moyu's personal time, making Lin Moyu's flight trajectory like teleportation. Each flash could cross infinite distance. His speed now surpassed other Dao venerables of the same level by who knows how many streets. Even compared to 7th level ancestors, he could match them. As Lin Moyu flew, he checked the task gold paper in his hand. The bloody legion on the gold paper was moving, not slowly. Lin Moyu estimated that at his current speed, it would take about 3 hours to arrive.
I wonder if there will be more follow-ups after this task. Hopefully there will be. That way, with reward stacking, I might be able to skip 10,000-man commander and directly become a general.
3 hours later, Lin Moyu saw a blood-red cloud in the distance. The blood-red cloud was full of the bloody legion, very numerous, at least over 20,000. The vast majority were 4th level Dao venerable. There were about 105th level Dao venerable 2-winged rat monsters, and several 6th level Dao venerable 4-winged rat monsters. Seeing this situation, Lin Moyu muttered to himself,
It seems to complete this task, one should at least be a 10,000-man commander, and a 6th level Dao venerable 10,000-man commander at that.
A 6th level Dao venerable 10,000-man commander could summon 10,000 6th level Dao venerable divine rune army soldiers. With armor enhancement on top of that, it would indeed be enough to contend with the 20,000 bloody legion before him. Now he was executing this task as a 3rd level Dao venerable 1,000-man commander. If it weren't him, it would purely be seeking death. Lin Moyu got closer and closer to the bloody legion. The bloody legion also discovered him, suddenly changing direction to attack Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's gaze focused slightly. He saw that, in the center of the bloody legion was a blue stone box. The strongest few 4-winged rat monsters in this bloody legion were surrounding the blue stone box, as if guarding it.
Interesting. What could it be?
Lin Moyu's mind moved, and several legion commanders appeared. Then the world was occupied by countless undead armies. 3,124, 3,124, 3124. Black blood appears again. 5-element sword demon was still the first to act. 1 5-element sword C, a super large-scale attack, directly reduced the bloody legion by over 20%. The legion commanders led the dragon cavalry corps, charging into the bloody legion with overwhelming force. The skeleton kings followed closely behind. Lin Moyu also took action, heaven-splitting slash once again devouring the battle intent and obsessions of the blood rat monsters. Lin Moyu's killing intent was slowly increasing. Having slaughtered countless beings before, it was no longer easy to further strengthen the accumulated killing intent. Lin Moyu also took the attitude of increasing it as much as possible, trying to enhance his killing intent bit by bit. With his current level of killing intent, even the horned flood dragon Star Lord famous for slaughter was far inferior to him. If he wanted, he could quickly comprehend the killing Dao based on his killing intent. But Lin Moyu didn't want to do this. He already had enough Daos. He was already too busy with 6 Daos. Comprehending new Daos would only increase his cultivation burden. Moreover, the killing Dao wasn't a particularly strong Dao. Any of the Daos he possessed would far surpass the killing Dao. So Lin Moyu rejected the killing Dao, only continuously accumulating killing intent. He felt that perhaps when killing intent reached a certain level, a qualitative change would occur, which might bring him a pleasant surprise. This was just a feeling. Whether it would actually happen, Lin Moyu wasn't sure. The blood rat monsters were quickly cleared out. The 4-winged rat generals were basically killed cleanly by 5-element sword demon, 1 sword each. The efficiency this time was higher than the previous big battle, resolving the fight in just 20 minutes. The blue stone box fell from the sky, crashing heavily to the ground. A large pit was smashed in the earth, but strangely, no sound was transmitted. It seemed that apart from the roars of battle beasts, most other sounds were restricted by the rules. Lin Moyu landed in front of the blue stone box. This blue stone box was about 3 meters high, 20 meters long, and 5 meters wide.
It looks like a coffin.
Lin Moyu muttered to himself. There were strange patterns on the blue stone box, interweaving into a special design. It wasn't divine runes, nor modern runes, nor a formation. Not only was the pattern strange, but the style of the box was also very odd. Lin Moyu analyzed the pattern while also analyzing the blue stone box.
Looking at the style of this box, it doesn't seem to be from the origin continent. Could it be from the Blood Rat realm?
Lin Moyu had an uncertain guess in his heart.
If it's from the Blood Rat realm, bringing things across realms to the origin continent must have a purpose.
Lin Moyu didn't know how intelligent those beings from the Blood Rat realm were, but they certainly weren't too stupid. Since they brought their own things here, they definitely had ill intentions. Since it was something from the Blood Rat realm, Lin Moyu also knew he couldn't research anything from it. His mind moved, and 5 Elements Sword Demon slashed out a sword. The sword light's power reached 7th level Dao Venerable, fiercely falling on the blue stone box. Lin Moyu had no reservations. He knew the blue stone box before him wasn't the real blue stone box, but evolved from the ancient battlefield's rules. The real blue stone box must have existed, but that was only in prehistoric times, not now. As for whether it still existed now, Lin Moyu wasn't sure. The blue stone box shattered in the sword light, and its contents were instantly revealed. Lin Moyu's expression suddenly changed, his gaze revealing shock. Since beginning cultivation, few things could shock Lin Moyu, but this time, he couldn't control himself. Inside the blue stone box was a mass of blood. This blood was black. Lin Moyu had seen plenty of black blood, but only one kind of black blood left a deep impression on him. That was the black blood from the Black Blood Great Realm in the Great World. Each type of black blood was different in texture, shape, aura, and so on, with subtle differences. Lin Moyu was certain he wasn't mistaken. The black blood stored in the blue stone box was identical to the black blood in the Great World.
Isn't the black blood polluting the Great World from the Black Blood Great Realm? The Black Blood Great Realm is just a realm sea world, nothing compared to the origin continent. But why would black blood appear here, and be brought by the Bloody Legion?
This world had clear levels, from low to high, layer by layer, with strict hierarchy. The small world Lin Moyu came from was actually just an independent space in the Great World, a dust-sized world nurtured by the Great World. And the Great World was just a realm sea world floating in the realm sea. Above it was the origin continent. Although called a continent, the origin continent was actually a world with complete Daos of its own. Small worlds depended on the Great World, and the Great World depended on the origin continent. The Bloody Legion came from the Blood Rat realm, and the Blood Rat realm was on the same level as the origin continent. Originally, in Lin Moyu's view, the Black Blood Great Realm was just the same as the Great World, far inferior to the origin continent. This was a fundamental difference. As a realm sea world, no matter how strong the Black Blood Great Realm was, no matter how difficult the black blood was to deal with, it was still just a realm sea world, incomparable to the origin continent. Lin Moyu's thoughts raced like lightning, past experiences replaying in his mind like flashes. Every detail from back then was presented at this moment. Lin Moyu suddenly thought of something that had happened before, something he had long thrown into the depths of his memory, now resurfacing. Back then, in a secret realm, he had used an origin-level technique. At that time, a sword-wielding powerhouse crossed time and space to attack him. It was also that incident that made him realize the power of the Black Blood Great Realm for the first time. But he was too weak back then, and his definition of
powerful
wasn't very clear. Later, as his strength increased, he no longer took that level of attack seriously, and gradually didn't pay attention to this matter. Thinking back now, he suddenly realized this matter seemed a bit odd. The true source of the attack wasn't from the vanished Black Blood Great Realm, nor from the origin continent, but from another world on the same level as the origin continent. In other words, the other party had crossed over a world like the origin continent to attack him. For an attack crossing realms to have such power was a bit frightening.
The black blood comes from a world on the same level as the origin continent. And that black blood great realm that collided with the great world also contained a bit of black blood's power. Black blood has a long history. In prehistoric times, the blood rat realm brought black blood here. What exactly do they want to do?
Lin Moyu realized that the being who set the rules for the ancient battlefield was using some method to tell him about past history. After so many years, he still seemed to want to express something. But these things apparently couldn't be said directly. Suddenly, a powerful aura rose from a distant place. The black blood in the blue stone box surged up violently. The originally large mass of black blood rapidly shrank, in an instant becoming only fist-sized. The black blood shrank, but the power contained within hadn't decreased at all. Instead, it became more concentrated. The black turned into a stream of light, flying towards the distance at a speed so fast that even Lin Moyu couldn't stop it in time.
Go!
Lin Moyu vibrated his wings of time, quickly following. 3125, 3125. Chapter 3125. A life or death task. The black blood moved too fast. Even using all his power, Lin Moyu could only watch helplessly as the black blood got further and further away, finally disappearing completely from sight. However, Lin Moyu didn't give up. He still followed the trajectory of the black blood's flight, continuously tracking it. Since the great world, black blood had formed a huge karmic connection with him. Unexpectedly seeing it here, he naturally couldn't let it go. At this time, the gold paper containing the task automatically flew out. The pattern on it had changed, and Lin Moyu received new information. Second stage task completed. You can choose to leave to receive rewards, or continue to execute the next stage task. If continuing to execute the next stage task, failing will forfeit all previous task rewards. Succeeding will double rewards. Lin Moyu didn't even think about it, directly choosing to continue executing the task. He wouldn't have considered giving up before, and now seeing the black blood, he was even less likely to give up. He had to figure this out. What exactly happened in prehistoric times? What connection did his great world have with prehistoric times? After Lin Moyu accepted the task, a new map appeared on the gold paper. The previous red dots disappeared, replaced by 3 black dots. The black dots were moving rapidly on the map, and the destinations of the 3 black dots were actually the same. Among them, the black dot on the leftmost side of the map was the black blood that had just escaped from him. In other words, the 3 black dots marked on the gold paper were 3 masses of black blood. These 3 masses of black blood were going somewhere to converge. At this time, another message came: kill the black blood sword saint. You can choose to quit. Quitting will lose all rewards. Lin Moyu's eyes also revealed gravity. The task contained a lot of information. The fewer the words, the more dangerous. If he chose to quit, he would lose all previous rewards, but there would be no punishment. If he didn't quit, then he had to complete the task of killing the Black Blood Sword Saint. There were only 2 outcomes: either successfully kill the Black Blood Sword Saint, or be killed by the Black Blood Sword Saint. This was a life or death task. There was only one chance to quit. Missing this chance meant having to fight to the bitter end. If it were someone else, they might consider it, but Lin Moyu didn't need to consider at all.
Then let's see what this Black Blood Sword Saint is like.
Things seemed to be getting more and more complicated and more interesting. Outer gods, blood rat realm, and now black blood appeared from the
Black Blood Great Realm.
Lin Moyu temporarily called it the Black Blood Great Realm. What it was actually called was still unknown. The gold paper map in his hand gave accurate guidance. Although the black blood moved fast, Lin Moyu always knew its direction. Lin Moyu didn't know how far he had flown, only that he kept flying forward at top speed. Judging from the map, his distance from the black blood hadn't shortened, but was getting further and further. Half a day later, the 3 masses of black blood on the map finally converged. The three black dots became one, and this black dot was very dark. After converging, they stopped moving. The distance between Lin Moyu and them was rapidly shrinking. Lin Moyu's battle intent was boiling, growing stronger and stronger. The task was to kill the Black Bloodsword Saint, so there would certainly be a great battle. As the distance got closer and closer, Lin Moyu sensed the aura of the Divine Rune Army. Several flying ships came from afar, quickly overtaking him and flying towards where the black blood was, disappearing in the blink of an eye. The Divine Rune Army's flying ships were extremely fast, far surpassing Lin Moyu. Each flying ship could accommodate over 10,000 Divine Rune Army soldiers. Just now, at least 10 flying ships had passed by, meaning at least 100,000 Divine Rune Army soldiers had been mobilized. 100,000 Divine Rune Army soldiers was almost the entire force of a secret realm military camp.
The Divine Rune Army has launched a full-scale attack.
Lin Moyu vibrated his wings of time with all his might, while also expanding his Space Dao true body, using spatial power, trying to form space-time power to increase his speed to the extreme. But he found that the space in the secret realm had become incredibly stable. His Space Dao couldn't shake the space in the secret realm.
The space here has been specially reinforced. The effect of the Space Dao is greatly weakened. No wonder when 5 Elements Sword Demon acted earlier, not even spatial cracks appeared.
With no choice, Lin Moyu could only rely on his wings of time to fly. He had already pushed his speed to the limit, but compared to the flying ships, it was still too slow. Fortunately, with the map in hand, at least he wouldn't get lost. After flying for quite some time, he finally approached the destination. Suddenly, a black light appeared in the distance, followed by a terrifying sword aura sweeping over. Lin Moyu instinctively vibrated his wings of time to dodge. The sword aura brushed past him.
So fast.
Lin Moyu thought his reaction was already fast enough, but he had barely avoided it. The speed of the sword aura far exceeded his imagination. The sword aura was very strong. Purely in terms of power, it had reached 7th level Dao Venerable. Then another huge power erupted. Lin Moyu knew they had engaged in battle. He immediately rushed over. From afar, he saw the battlefield. Tens of thousands of Divine Rune Army soldiers formed an encirclement, conducting a siege. Divine light shone brilliantly. Divine runes soared to the sky. The battle formation formed by the Divine Rune Army was extremely powerful. The armor of the Divine Rune Army soldiers connected as one, mutually assisting each other, greatly enhancing their power. Among the tens of thousands of Divine Rune Army soldiers, the vast majority were 4th level Dao Venerable. But now, after forming a battle formation, they could exert 6th level Dao Venerable combat power. But 6th level Dao Venerable still wasn't enough. Lin Moyu continued to approach. When he was 100 li away, he finally saw the battlefield situation clearly. In the center of the battlefield, the Divine Rune Army surrounded a completely black sword saint. This swordsman was the Black Bloodsword Saint mentioned in the task. His appearance was identical to what Lin Moyu had seen in the Great World's secret realm, but different from the powerhouses of the Black Blood Great Realm he encountered later. The Black Blood Swordsman in the secret realm was very powerful, able to attack across time and space, while the Black Blood Great Realm powerhouses encountered later could only be considered ordinary. Lin Moyu analyzed that the one in the secret realm should be a pure black blood powerhouse, while those killed later in the Great World were not pure. The difference between them was like the difference between purebred and mixed blood, extremely large. Under the Divine Rune Army's encirclement, the upper body of this Black Blood Sword Saint had completely evolved. Just his upper body exceeded 5 meters. If his lower body also evolved, he should exceed 10 meters. Now his lower body was still a mass of black blood, constantly writhing, evolving the lower body. The evolution speed wasn't fast and would still take considerable time. He couldn't be considered a full Black Blood Sword Saint now, only half a Sword Saint. But even half a Sword Saint still possessed shocking power. The black sword in his hand sent out waves of sword aura. Each sword aura reached the peak of 6th level Dao Venerable, some even reaching 7th level Dao Venerable. Even forming a battle formation, the Divine Rune army could only barely resist. The battle had been going on for some time, and there were already many casualties. Now the entire Divine Rune army numbered less than 100,000, meaning quite a few had died in battle. In the center of the encirclement were several Divine Rune army officers charging at the forefront. Lin Moyu noticed there were 3 9th grade generals and 1 7th grade general among them. The 3 9th grade generals had 6th level Dao Venerable combat power, while that 7th grade general's combat power was infinitely close to 7th level Dao Venerable. If they weren't blocking at the front, the Divine Rune army's casualties would be even more severe. 3,126, 3,126, 3126. In the end, it comes down to strength. Lin Moyu didn't take action immediately. He could see that the Black Blood Sword Saint wasn't easy to deal with. Even besieged by 100,000 Divine Rune army soldiers, he showed no signs of defeat. The Black Blood Sword Saint's defense was extremely powerful, which completely matched Lin Moyu's understanding. If the fight continued, the Divine Rune army would be worn down. Moreover, the Black Blood Sword Saint's lower body was still evolving, his power constantly increasing. Once his lower body finished evolving, he would become a true Black Blood Sword Saint, much stronger than now. At that time, he might truly be 7th level Dao Venerable. These 100,000 Divine Rune army soldiers would be defeated by him alone, with probably very few able to escape. According to Lin Moyu's judgment, if the Divine Rune army had no countermeasures, they would lose this great battle. Suddenly, the strongest 7th grade general in the Divine Rune army raised his battle blade. The blade shone with brilliant golden light, and many divine runes lit up. In an instant, the power of the entire Divine Rune army was gathered by him. He gathered the Divine Rune army's power and swung out a blade. Terrifying power engulfed the Black Blood Sword Saint. This blade strike surpassed the boundary between 6th and 7th level Dao Venerable in combat power. Within the blade light, the Black Blood Sword Saint seemed to be in great pain. Part of his black blood shattered. The Black Blood Sword Saint was injured, his evolution speed slowing considerably. Lin Moyu suddenly understood that the final result of this great battle would still be the Divine Rune army's victory. But for this victory, the Divine Rune army also paid a huge price. That blade strike just now gathered the power of nearly 100,000 Divine Rune army soldiers. Although powerful, it also put extreme pressure on this 7th grade general. After this blade strike, the 7th grade general also suffered backlash, his armor cracking. The Divine Rune army suffered even more, with hundreds of Divine Rune army soldiers instantly vaporized. This blade strike was swung at the cost of Divine Rune army soldiers' lives. Lin Moyu understood the true content of the task. He needed to take action, not to help the Divine Rune army kill the Black Blood Sword Saint, but to kill the Black Blood Sword Saint for the Divine Rune army, minimizing the Divine Rune army's losses as much as possible. Only in this way could he obtain extra rewards. Otherwise, once the Black Blood Sword Saint finished evolving, the Divine Rune army would indeed win this great battle, but it would certainly be a Pyrrhic victory.
Since that's the case, let's take action.
His mind moved, and Flame North appeared beside him. Flame North evolved his Dao true body, transforming into a flame divine eagle. The fire Dao emerged, and fiery meteors smashed towards the Black Blood Sword Saint. The Black Blood Sword Saint seemed to sense danger, raising his sword to slash at the fiery meteors. The black energy was shattered by the fiery meteors. He could slash out 7th level Dao Venerable Sword Aura, but couldn't block 8th level Dao Venerable Flame North. The fiery meteors smashed into the Black Blood Sword Saint. He couldn't move, unable to dodge. Fire light soared to the sky, sweeping across thousands of meters. Several generals simultaneously gave orders, and the Divine Rune army quickly retreated, clearing the battlefield. At this time, Lin Moyu's aura surged. He used an origin-level technique, gathering the undead army's power to break through to 7th level Dao Venerable in one go. A long spear evolved from the seal. Lin Moyu raised the spear and charged at the Black Blood Sword Saint. Apart from smashing down fiery meteors, Flame North didn't take further action. The the Black Blood Sword Saint wasn't actually injured by the fiery meteors. Flame North's real purpose was to mark out an area, leaving the battlefield to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu did this to personally engage the Black Blood Sword Saint. Since the Great World, Lin Moyu had formed karmic ties with the Black Blood Great Realm. He had a premonition that this karma hadn't ended. In the future, he would still clash with people from the Black Blood Great Realm. Before that, having a chance to learn more about them was naturally a good thing. Lin Moyu charged into the battlefield surrounded by flames, his long spear pointing directly at the Black Blood Sword Saint. The Black Blood Sword Saint raised his sword, instantly slashing out countless sword auras. Lin Moyu blocked the sword auras with his spear, instantly reaching the Black Blood Sword Saint's front.
Heaven-splitting slash!
He smashed out with the spear. Killing intent surged, terrifying killing intent sweeping out like a tsunami, enveloping the Black Blood Sword Saint. The Black Blood Sword Saint silently screamed in agony. The black blood on his body swept away by the killing intent, ground to powder. Amidst the killing intent storm, Lin Moyu charged out. His wings of time vibrated violently at this moment. The long spear turned into a rainbow, carrying Lin Moyu to pierce through the Black Blood Sword Saint's body. The Black Blood Sword Saint's lower body was still evolving, unable to move. He could only fully bear the spear strike. His body exploded, countless black blood blasted out. But he didn't die. His body quickly recovered. Apart from his aura weakening slightly, he wasn't much injured at all. He stared fixedly at Lin Moyu, opening his mouth in a silent roar. The sword in his hand swung even more fiercely, but he could do nothing against Lin Moyu. All attacks were blocked by the long spear. After 2 probing attacks, Lin Moyu didn't continue attacking, but kept blocking the sword auras. He wanted to see if the Black Blood Sword Saint had any other techniques. From what was known so far, the Black Blood Sword Saint had amazing recovery ability, very difficult to injure and very difficult to kill. To kill him, one would have to erase all the blood in his body. He seemed to have no black blood physical body, entirely composed of black blood. This was different from those in the Great World. While blocking, Lin Moyu attacked the Black Blood Sword Saint with occasional spear strikes, gradually causing damage, eroding his black blood. Finally, the Black Blood Sword Saint made a move. He raised his sword high with both hands. The sky suddenly darkened. A huge black sword appeared in heaven and earth. This sword was tens of thousands of meters long, with blood grooves on the blade. Black blood surged like rivers in the grooves. The huge black sword slashed down at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu also thrust out his spear, the tip meeting the edge. Terrifying power erupted. Lin Moyu was instantly blasted away. In terms of power, he was utterly defeated. This shocked Lin Moyu. He was now 7th level Dao Venerable. Although not as good as a true 7th level Dao Venerable, he indeed had 7th level Dao Venerable power. While the Black Blood Sword Saint hadn't fully evolved, still 6th level Dao Venerable, just using a secret technique to launch a 7th level Dao Venerable attack. Even if they were evenly matched, it would be fine, but he was utterly defeated. It could only be said that this strike from the Black Blood Sword Saint was too fierce. As Lin Moyu was blasted away, strands of black blood threads flew over like shadows, turning into a large net enveloping Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu could have avoided it, but he didn't. He wanted to experience the Black Blood Sword Saint's secret technique. The black blood threads were corrosive and highly invasive. As soon as they touched the skin, they bored into the body. Lin Moyu felt the black blood threads. They were extremely tough and not easy to expel. For ordinary people, once injured, it wouldn't take long for the black blood threads to seep into the bone marrow and even corrode the soul. This secret technique was extremely vicious, but for Lin Moyu,
useless.
The power Dao operated, driving his blood energy to roar. Lin Moyu's blood energy instinctively shook, directly shattering these black blood threads. Lin Moyu flew back, again charging at the Black Blood Sword Saint. After swinging this sword, the Black Blood Sword Saint's power obviously weakened a lot. The evolution of his lower body also became extremely slow. Lin Moyu toyed with him a bit more, confirming he had no other moves, and then couldn't be bothered to continue. His mind moved, and Flame North, who had been waiting for a long time, charged over. Facing 8th level Dao Venerable Flame North, the Black Blood Sword Saint had no resistance. In no time he was burned to ashes. Lin Moyu said softly,
In the end, it comes down to strength. No matter where you're from, as long as I'm strong enough, I can still beat you back.
Brilliant golden light shone. The Divine Rune Army sounded the gong to withdraw troops, putting away weapons and reforming into square formations. The leading 7th grade general slowly flew before Lin Moyu, saluting him. 3127 3127. Chapter 3127. General Level Seal. New Functions. The general was silent, the military salute soundless. All emotions were contained in this small gesture. Lin Moyu felt the other's gratitude. Although the Divine Rune Army was born from battle intent and obsessions, it wasn't purely born from battle intent and obsessions. Similarly, Lin Moyu also gave a military salute. The general pointed at Lin Moyu's seal. Lin Moyu understood and handed over the seal. The seal slowly floated up. The general drew his battle blade, lightly touching the seal's tip. The seal immediately erupted with brilliant light. The
1,000.
Character was erased, replaced by
10,000.
Lin Moyu knew this was the general's reward for him, also considered an extra reward, promoting him from 1,000-man commander to 10,000-man commander. When the real task reward came, Lin Moyu felt he could fully advance to general. He should be the fastest promoting person in ancient battle secret realm history. The secret realm began to shake. The task ended. A vortex suddenly appeared beside Lin Moyu. He could leave the secret realm through the vortex. Just as Lin Moyu was about to leave, the general suddenly threw his battle blade. The blade smashed into the ground with a boom, the earth instantly cracking. Then, a fragment flew out from the ground, coming before Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was slightly stunned. This fragment wasn't unfamiliar to him. The treasure boxes he opened before contained 2 similar fragments. The fragment emitted a Great Dao Realm aura. Lin Moyu recognized it as something from the Great Dao Realm, but didn't know its true identity. But no matter what, this should be a good thing. The general giving him this thing was also part of the extra reward. His vision cleared. The originally existing secret realm had disappeared. Then he left the secret realm. Perhaps when the ancient battle secret realm opens next time, this task will appear again. But that will be someone else's task, no longer related to Lin Moyu. Given this task's difficulty, to overfulfill it requires at least peak 6th level Dao Venerable, and must be a genius level figure with the ability to fight across realms. No matter what method is used, one must exert at least 7th level Dao Venerable combat power to successfully slay the Black Blood Sword Saint. Or perhaps a 7th level ancestor returning from the high level area could also do this task. But Lin Moyu felt the ancient battlefield's rulemaker must have considered this point. People returning from the high level area probably wouldn't get good rewards. The rulemaker definitely wouldn't allow such a loophole to exist.
The Blood Rat realm bringing black blood here shouldn't just be to evolve a Black Blood Sword Saint. No matter how strong the Black Blood Sword Saint is, he's only 7th level Dao Venerable. For the entire battle situation, he can't make big waves. There must be other purposes. Unfortunately, the information obtained is too little to accurately deduce. It seems I still need to continue doing tasks, continue raising military rank, collecting more information.
One mystery hadn't been solved, and now new puzzles appeared. Lin Moyu wasn't discouraged, but became more interested. Outer Gods, Blood Rat Realm, Black Blood Great Realm, what kind of connection is there between the 3? The prehistoric gap, the great battle that once occurred on the origin continent, the formation seal at the bottom of the realm sea, all attracted Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu felt as if he was clearing a super large instance. To successfully solve all puzzles, he still had a long way to go. Rosy light fell from the sky, shining on Lin Moyu. The true reward for this task had come. The seal automatically flew out, slowly rotating in the rosy light. Within the rosy light, the seal grew larger again. The seal's size was also related to status. Officers' seals were larger than soldiers. Now the seal grew larger again, meaning Lin Moyu's status would change from officer to general. The patterns on the seal became more exquisite, exuding a gorgeous color. The
Commander.
character was erased, replaced by
General.
This also meant Lin Moyu had really become a general. Then the
10,000.
character also disappeared, changing to
8.
Lin Moyu hadn't expected to suddenly advance from 1,000-man commander to 8th grade general. This speed was really a bit fast, beyond expectation. But thinking back, it seemed reasonable. This task seemed to be one, but actually consisted of 3 tasks inside. Each additional completion doubled the reward. Calculating like this, completing all 3 tasks was equivalent to completing 6 tasks. Moreover, he overfulfilled each task. The rewards might not just double. With such layer upon layer of accumulation, advancing from 1,000-man commander to 8th grade general in one go seemed logical. Existence is reasonable. Lin Moyu was only slightly surprised. As the seal changed, the armor on Lin Moyu's body also shone brilliantly. His armor also changed from officer grade to general grade. The armor's enhancement was greater. Lin Moyu felt that wearing the armor without using any techniques, his own combat power was already infinitely close to 6th level Dao Venerable. The enhancement exceeded 2 realms, but didn't reach 3 realms. The armor's change was dispensable for Lin Moyu. He cared more about what new abilities the seal would bring him after becoming an 8th grade general. When changing from soldier to commander, the seal gained the ability to summon divine rune army soldiers. Now becoming a general, the seal must gain new abilities. The seal fell from the rosy light into Lin Moyu's hand. Lin Moyu immediately learned of the seal's changes. First was the map. The map enlarged again more than tenfold. Its coverage had exceeded the mid-level area, extending to the high-level area. Task points became 3, not increasing but decreasing. Previously there were 7 task points. After completing this task, there should be 6 left. But now, with the seal's upgrade, tasks actually decreased. Moreover, these 3 task points didn't overlap with the previous ones. They were completely new. On the map provided by the seal, the 3 task points had different colors. The task point in the mid-level area emitted a light red glow. The 2 task points in the high-level area were darker in color. Lin Moyu could roughly guess the meaning. These 3 tasks were for generals to do. The rules in the ancient battle secret realm had always used military rank as the standard, not realm. He had become a general, so previous tasks were no longer suitable for him. They needed to be replaced with general's tasks.
3 task points, 2 in the high-level area, 1 in the mid-level area, and each color different. The task in the mid-level area should be relatively simple. It might be a transition between mid-level and high-level areas, letting people adapt to general-level tasks. It's not hard to imagine that general-level tasks should be very difficult.
Lin Moyu understood this was a new function provided by the seal. The task difficulty could be distinguished through colors. After becoming a general, he had greater authority and could choose task difficulties suitable for himself. The second function of the general-level seal was summoning. An 8th grade general could summon 40,000 divine rune army soldiers of the same realm as himself. A 10,000-man commander could summon 10,000 divine rune army soldiers. A 9th grade general could summon 20,000, and an 8th grade general could summon 40,000. The number was okay, but unfortunately the realm wasn't enough. This wasn't the seal's problem, but his own problem. Then came the third function. Strengthen. 3,128 3,128. Chapter 31-28. The last task in the mid-level area. Strengthen was the new ability brought by the general-level seal. It had 2 functions. One was to strengthen divine rune army soldiers, greatly enhancing their power. The degree of strengthening was tied to Lin Moyu's military rank. With the current 8th grade general strengthening, divine rune army soldiers could be raised 1 realm, effective for 7th level Dao Venerable and below. If summoning 6th level Dao Venerable Divine Rune Army soldiers and using this ability, it could make their individual combat power reach the limit of 6th level Dao Venerable, infinitely close to 7th level Dao Venerable. Just 100 such Divine Rune Army soldiers forming a battle array could contend with an ordinary 7th level Dao Venerable. With 1,000 such Divine Rune Army soldiers, they could kill relatively weak 7th level Dao Venerables. This ability was very useful for those 6th level Dao Venerable cultivators. They could summon 6th level Dao Venerable Divine Rune Army soldiers, thus having combat power to contend with 7th level Dao Venerables, providing strong support for completing their tasks. Unfortunately, Lin Moyu's own realm was limited. The Divine Rune Army soldiers he summoned were only 3rd level Dao Venerable. Even strengthened by one realm, they would only be 4th level. Forming a battle array, at most they could contend with 5th level Dao Venerables. Perhaps concentrating the power of 40,000 Divine Rune Army soldiers could directly contend with a 6th level Dao Venerable 4-winged rat general. But in Lin Moyu's eyes, this ability was useless. However, the strengthen ability had another function, which was to strengthen oneself, concentrating the Divine Rune Army's power to unleash a strike far beyond one's own realm. The cost was sacrificing some Divine Rune Army soldiers, and oneself would also suffer backlash. This reminded Lin Moyu of the strike from that 7th grade general in the previous task. With a 6th level Dao Venerable body, he launched a 7th level Dao Venerable attack with great power. But after that strike, hundreds of Divine Rune Army soldiers died on the spot, and he was also seriously injured. Each strike could sacrifice up to 1,000 Divine Rune Army soldiers, minimum 100. The backlash suffered would also be proportional. Lin Moyu felt nothing about this. Divine Rune Army soldiers were just summoned. Sacrificing them didn't matter. As for himself being injured, that was even more trivial. He could heal any time. Most crucially, the enhancement brought by this ability ignored one's own realm. It forcibly raised one realm based on one's current realm. If he used Gather Power to raise himself to 7th level Dao Venerable, then using Strengthen could launch an attack equivalent to 8th level Dao Venerable. If he could further use Gather Power to reach 8th level Dao Venerable, he could launch 9th level Dao Venerable attacks. This way, even without using Great Dao Immortal Pills, Lin Moyu could temporarily possess Dao Venerable level attack power. This was a very practical ability. Lin Moyu's mind was clear. Knowing how to properly utilize this ability, he flapped his wings of time, flying towards the distance. He was going to do the last and only task in the mid-level area. After completing it, he would head to the high-level area. Lin Moyu believed that after completing this task, his military rank could rise again, reaching 7th grade general without problem. The mid-level area was very large. Until now, the skeleton generals Lin Moyu sent out still hadn't finished exploring the mid-level area. This ancient battlefield was far larger than described in the materials, astonishingly huge.
Let the exploration of the mid-level area end here.
Lin Moyu's mind moved, recalling the skeleton generals in the outside world. Although the ancient battlefield's range was extremely large, Lin Moyu had roughly understood its overall structure. The ancient battlefield's environment was very primitive, most areas being ancient forests and high mountains, without cities or camps. Between mountains and forests were numerous secret realms, far more than recorded in the materials. Because of this, although 10,000 people entered, the vast majority entered secret realms. It was very difficult to encounter others in the outside world. Lin Moyu sent out so many skeleton generals but only encountered less than 10 people, 6 of whom had already died. They were killed by battle beasts. In the ancient battlefield, the only living beings were battle beasts. Battle beasts would attack all who entered the ancient battlefield. Those people entering secret realms had no tasks. Without joining the Divine Rune Army, they couldn't trigger any tasks. They would only explore secret realms, hoping for some gains. But they were completely unaware of what the true gains in the ancient battlefield were.
I wonder what the high-level area is like. According to records, the danger in the high-level area is extremely high, not just inside secret realms, but also in the wild. In the high-level area, the probability of encountering battle beasts will greatly increase. Moreover, battle beasts often move in groups. Encountering them alone would be a nightmare. To avoid battle beasts, the materials suggest quickly entering secret realms. Secret realms are much safer than the wild.
This was indeed the case. Battle beasts in the high-level area started from 7th level Dao Venerable. In single combat, they were already stronger than most 7th level Dao Venerables. If in groups, those usually high and mighty 7th level ancestors would have a 90% chance of death upon encounter. Relatively speaking, secret realms were indeed much safer. But Lin Moyu's heart rose with strong interest, his battle intent surging.
Then let's go take a good look at whether the high-level area is as dangerous as others say.
Wings of time carried Lin Moyu flying over 1,000,000 li, getting closer and closer to the last task point in the mid-level area. Being able to fly in the sky was Lin Moyu's advantage. If there was real danger, he could simply fly away. Even battle beasts couldn't fly in the ancient battlefield. Flying was the divine rune army's privilege. From afar, Lin Moyu saw a vast ocean. Lin Moyu wasn't surprised to see an ocean in the ancient battlefield. This land was originally not ordinary land, but a special world created by a terrifying being using their will to establish rules, utilizing the battle intent and obsessions within the ancient battlefield. In such a world, everything was real, everything was also illusory. Whether true or false, all was within that being's thoughts. So whatever appeared was normal. The ocean was boundless, with many islands within. These islands weren't small. On each island rose a bloody aura. Lin Moyu frowned slightly. On the islands was the Bloody Legion. The Bloody Legion occupied these islands, with over 10,000 blood rat monsters on each island. Not ordinary blood rat monsters, but blood rat generals. The weakest were 5th level Dao Venerable 2-winged rat generals, the strongest being 6th level Dao Venerable 4-winged rat generals. Among 10,000 blood rat monsters, about 9,000 were 2-winged rat generals, the remaining 1,000 all 4-winged rat generals. At the center of the island stood a statue, in the shape of a 6-winged rat general. This was Lin Moyu's first time seeing a 6-winged rat general. 6-winged rat generals were equivalent to 7th level ancestors, not easy to deal with. Then, Lin Moyu saw a rat general sleeping soundly on top of the statue's head, its wings uncountable. But judging from its aura, it had indeed surpassed 6th level Dao Venerable. Lin Moyu looked to both sides, finding many more islands also occupied by the Bloody Legion. Island after island, Bloody Legion after Bloody Legion guarding, cutting off all sea routes in the entire ocean. The distances between these islands weren't far. Pulling one hair would affect the whole body. Attacking any island would alert the others. 3129 3129. Chapter 3129, Years of Common Sense Shattered. Lin Moyu stood at the edge of the vast ocean, looking at the islands. He discovered that a strange power enveloped the entire ocean. The feeling was similar to the space barrier at the Bluestone Bridge before, but the power here was much stronger. This let Lin Moyu know that what he was seeing now wasn't the full picture. Only by passing through this barrier could he truly see what was happening. Lin Moyu continued approaching the task point. When he was 10,000 meters away, he saw a warship, a Divine Rune Army warship. Seeing the Divine Rune Army warship, Lin Moyu already knew this task was on the ship. He flew directly onto the warship. There were many Divine Rune Army soldiers on board. When they saw Lin Moyu, they all saluted him at once. Lin Moyu was now an 8th grade general. Ordinary Divine Rune Army soldiers naturally had to salute him. At this time, a message entered his mind. Exterminate the Bloody Legion on the islands of the northern coastal sea. Independently exterminate at least one island. Lin Moyu triggered the task. The task was, as he thought, to exterminate the Bloody Legion on the islands. Each island had 10,000 blood rat monsters. The weakest were 5th level Dao Venerable 2-winged rat generals. The strongest was that 7th level Dao Venerable 6-winged rat general. If an ordinary 6th level Dao Venerable cultivator received this task, if he was also an 8th grade general, summoning 40,000 6th level Dao Venerable Divine Rune Army soldiers plus the seal's strengthening ability, exterminating one island wouldn't be difficult. Even that six-winged rat general wouldn't be too hard to deal with. As long as one was willing to pay some price, it could certainly be killed. The only difficulty was that those islands would certainly support each other. But similarly, the Divine Rune Army would also have large troops acting. They could completely let them lead the charge. Then one just needed to choose a suitable island to attack to avoid this problem. This task was the most suitable for others to do among all the tasks Lin Moyu had received so far. The only requirement was 6th level Dao Venerable, then being a general. Even a 9th grade general could do it. The task could indeed be done, but to overfulfill it was still very difficult. The task required extermination, meaning not one left. After a great battle, one's Divine Rune Army would certainly suffer considerable losses, possibly not having enough strength left to attack another island. To overfulfill the task, one must exterminate multiple islands. As for how many, naturally the more the better. Lin Moyu pondered the task information, considering what he should do next. His undead army far outnumbered the Bloody Legion, but was somewhat inferior in combat power. Skeleton generals were only 4th level Dao Venerable, as was the Dragon Cavalry Corps. Even with Legion commanders commanding, they could only fight 2-winged rat generals. Wearing down 4-winged rat generals would take considerable time. There wasn't just one 4-winged rat general. Each island had over 1,000 4-winged rat generals, plus one even stronger 6-winged rat general. Only by having 5 elements Sword Demon and Flame North take action could efficiency be higher. But this way it would be difficult to divide forces. Originally, Lin Moyu wanted to use his numerical advantage to attack multiple islands simultaneously.
If only the seal's strengthening ability could be used on the undead army. Combined with the origin level technique strengthening, that would be enough to deal with the rat generals on the islands. Flame North could quickly solo kill the 6-winged rat general. 5 elements Sword Demon could also cooperate with Buddhist Lich and Fate Lich to quickly kill the 6-winged rat general. And I could use Gather Power combined with Strengthening to deal with the 6-winged rat general. This way, we could divide into 3 routes, dealing with 3 islands simultaneously.
Lin Moyu had an idea in mind, so he wanted to try it out. He summoned a skeleton general while using the seal's strengthening ability. The seal emitted a beam of rosy light, enveloping the warship. The armor of the nearby Divine Rune Army soldiers all glowed simultaneously, their auras also rapidly increasing. Lin Moyu was stunned.
So strengthening is effective on all Divine Rune Army soldiers.
He looked at the skeleton general, his eyes instantly flashing with joy.
It really works.
The skeleton general was now radiating pure white light. Though originally only 4th level Dao Venerable, its aura now reached 5th level Dao Venerable, rising a full realm. Lin Moyu looked at the seal.
I really underestimated you.
Strengthening was also effective on the undead army, beyond Lin Moyu's expectations. The seal had given too little information, making him instinctively think it could only strengthen the Divine Rune Army soldiers he summoned. But this was a good thing. Now his plan could be smoothly implemented.
This task can be overfulfilled again.
Lin Moyu smiled, walking towards the interior of the warship. The world changed. Lin Moyu passed through a barrier composed of divine runes, seeing the true northern coastal sea and the Divine Rune Army. Waves crashed against the shore, but without a sound. Before Lin Moyu were rows of warships. These warships were much larger than the previous flying ships. Each warship could accommodate 100,000 Divine Rune Army soldiers. There were 20 such warships now, meaning 2 million Divine Rune Army soldiers were here. The Divine Rune Army soldiers' realms weren't as high as the Blood Rat generals, mostly 4th level Dao Venerable. But the Divine Rune Army had battle formations and strengthening abilities. Their actual combat power wasn't weak. Then Lin Moyu looked through the warship at the northern coastal sea. The northern coastal sea was much larger than seen through the space barrier earlier, with many more islands. As far as the eye could see, hundreds of islands were scattered across the northern coastal sea like stars. Streams of bloody aura rose to the sky from the islands. The Bloody Legion had clearly prepared for a great battle.
Friend Lin,
Suddenly someone called Lin Moyu's name beside him. In the silent world, suddenly hearing someone call his name was a very strange feeling. But Lin Moyu still recognized the voice's owner Su Fengze. Then he saw Su Fengze wearing armor. Lin Moyu smiled.
Friend Su, congratulations.
Su Fengze was still a 10-man commander, but his cultivation realm had risen from 6th level to 7th level Dao Venerable. But his aura was slightly unstable, clearly having just completed the advancement.
What's there to congratulate? I actually didn't want to advance so quickly.
Su Fengze put away his armor, sighing deeply, even somewhat regretful. Then he showed a puzzled expression.
Friend Lin, how did you come here?
Lin Moyu said.
I came to do a task.
Su Fengze said.
Do a task? The task of exterminating the Bloody Legion in the northern coastal sea?
Lin Moyu nodded.
Yes.
Su Fengze cried out strangely.
Friend Lin, don't joke. This is the last task in the mid-level area.
Lin Moyu nodded.
I know. After completing this task, I'll go to the high-level area.
Su Fengze looked at Lin Moyu with disbelief, his expression odd. As a clever Celestial Fox clan member, he had guessed a possibility. Although this possibility was low, it was the only answer. He asked softly,
Friend Lin, may I ask your current military rank?
Lin Moyu frankly took out his seal.
See for yourself. 8th grade, General.
Su Fengze uttered 4 words with difficulty. His eyes were slightly unfocused. Years of common sense were shattered at this moment. He had some trouble accepting reality. 3,133,130. Chapter 3130. Make a great Tao oath. Took Su Fengze a while to regain his composure.
Friend Lin, you really are extraordinary.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Just lucky.
Su Fengze shook his head.
No. This can't be explained by luck alone. As far as I know, the fastest person to advance in the ancient battle secret realm took 4 openings to go from joining the Divine Rune Army to becoming a general. That guy was always a genius in my eyes, but compared to friend Lin, he's just.
He couldn't find the right words to describe Lin Moyu's astonishing promotion speed, leaving him at a loss for words. Lin Moyu changed the subject.
Enough about me. Why did friend Su come here to do tasks?
Su Fengze said.
I failed the previous task, but I was lucky and found a treasure that unexpectedly raised my realm. Actually, I didn't want to raise my realm. Once the realm increases, there's only one task left to do in the mid-level area. I must pass this task to enter the high-level area, otherwise I'd have to wait for the next secret realm opening to enter the high-level area. I figured since there were no more mid-level tasks anyway, I might as well go for it. So here I am.
So it could work like that. Lin Moyu now understood that the task guidance in the ancient battlefield not only gives different tasks based on military rank, but also based on realm. Seeing Su Fengze's helpless expression, Lin Moyu smiled.
Friend Su needn't be depressed. If it were me, I'd definitely choose the same. After all, our cultivation, the ancient battlefield, is just a tiny part. True cultivation isn't in the outside world. Becoming a 7th level ancestor, isn't that a step closer to friend Su's goal?
Su Fengze's eyes suddenly lit up. He slapped his forehead.
Friend Lin is right. I had gotten stuck in a dead end. The ancient battlefield is good, but my world is still the outside. The ancient battle secret realm is just a diversion. In that case, I should advance. Between cultivation and military rank, one must be raised.
Lin Moyu said.
Moreover, this task is very suitable for friend Su. With your strength, you'll certainly be able to complete it smoothly.
Su Fengze was now 7th level Dao Venerable, though he had just advanced and his foundation wasn't stable. But he was from the Celestial Fox clan, a royal clan, his combat power much stronger than ordinary beast races. Additionally, he had the Divine Rune Army armor. The 10-man commander armor provided some enhancement. Even if he charged into an island alone, he could probably complete the task. Moreover, as a 10-man commander, he could summon 10 divine rune soldiers. At his realm, the summoned divine rune soldiers could reach 6th level Dao venerable combat power, a considerable help. Su Fengzi cupped his hands towards Lin Moyu.
Thank you, friend Lin. Su Fengzi will remember this favor. In the future, if there's any need.
Lin Moyu interrupted Su Fengzi's words.
No need for the future, you can repay it now.
Huh? Su Fengzi stared blankly at Lin Moyu. Even though he was smart enough, at this moment he couldn't quite understand Lin Moyu's meaning. Lin Moyu took out a Dao stone.
I have some secrets I don't want others to know. Could I trouble friend Su to make a great Dao oath not to reveal any information about me?
Su Fengzi sensed the seriousness in Lin Moyu's words. If he didn't agree, it probably wouldn't be as simple as losing a friend. Lin Moyu might even take action directly. Since Lin Moyu was being so solemn, it must be important. As a clever Celestial Fox clan member, Su Fengzi didn't hesitate and immediately made a great Dao oath.
I, Su Fengzi, will absolutely not reveal any information about friend Lin Moyu to anyone. If violated, may my soul be annihilated, my body die and Dao perish.
The Dao stone flashed brightly. Muffled thunder sounded in the sky. Feeling the great Dao oath take effect, Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile. Great Dao oaths weren't foolproof, but great Dao oaths made through Dao stones, even 9th level Dao venerables wouldn't dare violate. Seeing Su Fengzi so readily agree, Lin Moyu's impression of him improved. No one likes great Dao oaths. They're a kind of constraint, best avoided if possible. Lin Moyu said,
I'll remember this favor from friend Su. I'll definitely repay it when I have the chance.
Su Fengzi shook his head.
Fengzi sincerely wants to be friends. Friend Lin will understand in the future.
At this time, the warship suddenly began to shake. Lin Moyu said,
The task is about to begin. If friend Su encounters danger, you can come find me.
Su Fengzi nodded.
I understand. Take care, friend.
He was going to move with the Divine Rune Army, taking the opportunity to choose a suitable island to attack. But Lin Moyu didn't want to move with the main army. His requirements for islands were completely different from Su Fengzi's. Actually, Su Fengzi was very curious about Lin Moyu's methods. If he had the chance, he would observe. Su Fengzi was someone who understood propriety, but he wouldn't be deliberate, just going with the flow. And as he said, he sincerely wanted to be friends with Lin Moyu, so he wouldn't do anything Lin Moyu disliked. The warship slowly started up in the rosy light. Divine runes flashed on the warship. 20 warships connected together, forming a battle formation. The warships could not only carry large numbers of divine rune soldiers, but also had powerful combat strength themselves. Lin Moyu could feel the power of these warships. Though not quite at the level of 7th level ancestors, after forming a battle formation, they could contend with a 7th level ancestor for some time. Lin Moyu stood on the warship. He walked to the bow, passing countless divine rune soldiers. These divine rune soldiers all saluted him. The number of divine rune soldiers on the warship was exactly 100,000, neither more nor less. At the bow stood a general. The general was 7th grade, 1 grade higher than Lin Moyu. When passing this general, Lin Moyu gave him a military salute. The 7th grade general also saluted Lin Moyu. Other than that, he did nothing, not interfering with Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu walked to the bow and saw the battle formation of 20 warships flying over the northern coastal sea, rapidly approaching the first island. On the island, the Bloody Legion was poised and ready. A thick bloody smell spread through heaven and earth. Lin Moyu could already feel the murderous intent. Lin Moyu looked at the island distribution. He would choose suitable islands based on the Divine Rune Army's movements. But before that, he wanted to see the situation of the Divine Rune Army fighting the Bloody Legion. Perhaps the Bloody Legion had some other arrangements on the islands. That huge statue gave him an eerie feeling, not very normal. Anyway, there were many islands in the northern coastal sea. It didn't matter to miss a few. The Divine Rune Army charged towards the nearest island. They clearly had no intention of splitting up, deciding to concentrate their forces to attack one island. There were only 10,000 blood rat generals on one island. Facing over 1,000,000 divine rune soldiers, they simply couldn't withstand it. Lin Moyu said softly,
Breaking through at one point, not a bad idea, but it probably won't be so easy.
when they were only 100,000 meters from the island. The divine runes on the warships erupted with brilliant light. Powerful attacks launched from the warships. Each attack was very strong, only slightly weaker than 7th level Dao Venerable. The only 6-winged rat general on the island suddenly raised its head, opening its mouth towards the warships and letting out a silent roar. The statue on the island immediately emitted a blood-colored light, forming a blood-colored light screen that blocked the warship's attacks. The warship's attacks continued unabated, making the blood-colored light screen shake violently. After resisting for several seconds, the statue developed many cracks. The light screen shattered, and the warship's attacks fell directly on the island. The island rumbled. Countless rat generals blasted to pieces. 3,131, 3,131. Chapter 3131. It's nothing but killing. The warship's attacks were dense, killing large numbers of bloody rat generals on the island. Blood dyed the island red, even staining the surrounding ocean. But even so, the bloody rat generals showed no intention of charging off the island. They would rather suffer huge losses than rush out to directly engage the Divine Rune Army. 1,000 four-winged rat generals spread their wings, weaving a blood screen to resist the attacks. The island's only 6-winged rat general fully spread all 6 wings. Countless blood-colored patterns lit up on its wings, then shot out countless blood arrows from the patterns. The blood arrows rained down like a storm towards the warship formation. Each drop of blood rain contained shocking power at the 7th level Dao Venerable level. The warship's attacks were devoured by the blood rain, canceling out much of each other. But in the end, the blood rain was slightly stronger. The divine runes on the warships continued to glow. At this time, Lin Moyu saw generals on the warships raising their battle blades. The next moment, the divine rune army troops mobilized. They rushed out of the warships, forming battle arrays and charging towards the island. These divine rune soldiers were only at 4th level Dao Venerable. In single combat, they couldn't even defeat a 2-winged rat general. But now they had formed battle arrays, greatly enhancing their combat power. A battle array of 100 divine rune soldiers was enough to match a 2-winged rat general. A battle array of 10,000 divine rune soldiers could contend with a 4-winged rat general. And now there were a full 2,000,000 divine rune soldiers here. With 100,000 as one battle array, their combat power was approaching 7th level Dao Venerable. With the previous bombardment from the warships, over half the bloody rat generals on the island were already dead or injured. Now facing attacks from divine rune soldiers hundreds of times their number, they had no power to resist. The generals charged out from behind the battle arrays. They were all 7th grade with combat power at the peak of 6th level Dao Venerable. With the addition of armor, their combat power could rival 7th level Dao Venerable. If they were willing to sacrifice divine rune soldiers, their attacks could make even 7th level Dao Venerables retreat. The victor of this great battle was already determined from the start. But Lin Moyu felt something wasn't right. Things shouldn't be this simple. Su Fengzi came to Lin Moyu's side at this time.
Friend Lin, I feel like something's not quite right.
He had originally planned to act independently, looking for opportunities. But now the situation of this great battle made him feel something was amiss. All the bloody legions on the islands hadn't moved, and hadn't come to support. They had clearly discovered the situation here, but just weren't moving. So he hadn't acted rashly either. Lin Moyu nodded.
Indeed something's not right, but we can't see what yet.
Su Fengzi said.
Could this island be a trap set by the Bloody Legion?
Lin Moyu said.
It's possible.
Su Fengzi continued.
Everything we've experienced is actually a reenactment of prehistory. This great battle must have occurred before. We just don't know the result, don't know if the Divine Rune Army won in the end, or if the Blood Rats won.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Of course the Divine Rune Army won. If they had lost, you and I wouldn't be standing here.
Su Fengzi showed a slightly embarrassed smile.
That's right, that's right. I thought wrong.
Lin Moyu said.
I think in the end the Divine Rune Army won, but also paid a huge price. The victory probably wasn't easy. In the whole process, the Divine Rune Army must have had times of defeat. It's impossible for every battle to be a great victory. Perhaps this battle will be a loss.
Lin Moyu sensed a huge power sweeping up from the depths of the ocean. This island should be bait. The Divine Rune Army's strategy of breaking through at one point had actually fallen into the opponent's trap. Lin Moyu's gaze moved slightly.
Does friend Su know how to obtain extra rewards?
Su Fengzi looked puzzled.
What are extra rewards?
Lin Moyu said.
Overfulfilling tasks allows you to obtain additional rewards. I call them extra rewards. The extra rewards are very generous, allowing you to rapidly advance in military rank.
Su Fengzi's eyes lit up.
Is friend Lin able to become a general so quickly because of obtaining extra rewards?
Lin Moyu nodded with a smile.
That's right.
Su Fengzi was very clever and immediately realized the key point.
It seems obtaining extra rewards must be very difficult.
Lin Moyu didn't speak, tacitly agreeing. Su Fengzi said.
I can barely complete ordinary tasks, let alone overfulfill tasks. Just staying alive during tasks is good enough. Like this task.
At this point, Su Fengzi took out a mirror. He pointed the mirror towards the northern sea. In an instant, countless points of light appeared on the mirror. These points of light were all bloody legions on various islands. The nearest island had the most light points and was brightest, which was where the Divine Rune Army and Bloody Legion were battling. There was also a light point moving rapidly, approaching the battlefield. On the mirror, besides light points, there were also threads connecting all the light points, meaning all the islands in the northern coastal sea were connected as a whole. Su Fengzi said,
This is my treasure, the truth-revealing mirror. It can reveal the power distribution on the battlefield. These threads indicate that all these islands are actually interconnected, probably forming a special formation. It's just that the formation hasn't activated yet, and there's that moving light point below, which should be a very powerful being. I think when this being arrives, the formation will activate, and these Divine Rune soldiers will be encircled.
Lin Moyu looked at the mirror.
This treasure is quite good. Since friend Su already knows, why not act in advance, like retreating?
Su Fengzi shook his head.
We can't retreat. The task has already begun. I only have two choices, complete the task, or die here. The task is to exterminate the Bloody Legion in the northern coastal sea. For us individuals, it's to independently exterminate one island. I initially thought that if I could find a suitable opportunity, I should be able to do it. But the premise of completing the task is for the Divine Rune Army to win. But now...
Su Fengzi's expression wasn't good. If the Divine Rune Army lost, even if he exterminated one island, what use would it be? Wouldn't the result still be death? Lin Moyu smiled.
No need to be so pessimistic. Since there's a task, there must be a way to survive.
Su Fengzi looked up at Lin Moyu.
Please enlighten me, friend Lin.
Lin Moyu said,
As far as I know, if the Divine Rune Army is outmatched, they will call for reinforcements.
Su Fengzi immediately understood Lin Moyu's meaning.
Friend Lin means that as long as I can complete my part of the task, then hold out until reinforcements arrive, that's enough, right?
Lin Moyu said,
If it's just to complete the task, that's enough. Even if you don't complete the task, as long as you can survive until reinforcements arrive, you can keep your life.
Lin Moyu's words gave Su Fengzi great confidence. He shook off his dejected look.
Then how does one overfulfill the task, as friend Lin mentioned?
Lin Moyu said,
The requirements for each task are different. For this task, I guess it's to not let the Divine Rune Army be routed before reinforcements arrive. Or to end the battle before reinforcements come. As for the specific method, it's nothing more than killing the bloody rat monsters here.
3,132, 3,132. 3132. I really don't need to look. Su Fengzi listened in shock. Ending the battle before reinforcements arrived? This was simply a fantasy. Both sides had over 1 million troops, including over 100 7th-level ancestors. How could just the two of them possibly end the battle early? To end the battle early would require enough strength to dominate the fight. What were they? No, that's not right. Su Fengzi suddenly realized he had thought wrong, overestimating himself too much. What Lin Moyu said was simply his own idea. How could Su Fengzi consider himself part of it? What he had been thinking was just how to stay alive. On that basis, maybe he could find a way to secretly take advantage of the chaos to exterminate one island. As for anything else, he hadn't even considered it. Lin Moyu smiled.
What do you think, friend Su?
Su Fengzi smiled bitterly.
Friend Lin is indeed no ordinary person. Fengzi wouldn't dare to even think of such things.
Although he didn't know where Lin Moyu's confidence came from, since Lin Moyu dared to say such things, he must have corresponding methods. When he first met Lin Moyu was only a 10-man commander. What really attracted Su Fengzi was Lin Moyu's luck. Su Fengzi had never seen someone with such good luck, which is why he wanted to befriend him, even willing to give up tasks to Lin Moyu. At the time, he thought since he was already 6th level Dao Venerable and Lin Moyu was only 3rd level, he had enough tasks he could do, so he might as well give one to Lin Moyu as a favor. When he saw Lin Moyu again, Lin Moyu was still 3rd level Dao Venerable, while he had reached 7th level. But Lin Moyu had already become an 8th grade general, while he was still a 10-man commander. Lin Moyu's promotion speed completely shattered his understanding. Lin Moyu said,
Does friend Su want to join Lin?
Su Fengzi looked at Lin Moyu, saying very seriously,
Would friend Lin mind Su being a burden?
Lin Moyu smiled.
Friend Su is joking. If friend Su is willing to help, this task will certainly be much easier.
Su Fengzi said,
In that case, Fengzi won't stand on ceremony and will take advantage of friend Lin's light.
Lin Moyu smiled.
But there's one premise, friend Su's actions must follow my commands.
Su Fengzi immediately said,
Of course, friend Lin can give orders as you please. Fengzi wouldn't dare disobey.
At this moment, Su Fengzi was thinking to himself that seeing Lin Moyu's calm demeanor, as long as he followed him, even if he couldn't complete the task, at least he could stay alive. As long as he was alive, nothing else mattered. Lin Moyu looked at the great battle on the island, his gaze becoming sharper.
It's here.
Su Fengzi didn't feel anything. He immediately looked at the truth-revealing mirror in his hand. In the mirror, a huge light spot had already approached underwater, reaching below the island. He immediately activated the truth-revealing mirror, and a giant rat monster appeared in the mirror. Su Fengzi looked at Lin Moyu in surprise. Lin Moyu hadn't even looked at his truth-revealing mirror, yet he knew the giant rat monster had arrived. He himself, a 7th-level Dao Venerable, hadn't felt anything at all. Boom! The seawater exploded, raising 10,000-meter water spray as the giant rat monster charged up from underwater. Countless blood threads appeared, like a giant net covering heaven and earth, enveloping all the divine rune soldiers within. These blood threads used the statues on each island as foundations, forming a special formation. At the same time, rat generals from hundreds of islands simultaneously charged out, surging towards the divine rune army in vast numbers. All attacks erupted in an instant. The roles of attack and defense reversed, and the divine rune army's numerical advantage instantly vanished. Su Fengzi's face immediately became extremely ugly. He had never seen such a situation before. Both sides of the great battle added up to over 5 million in number. This kind of momentum could only be felt on a real battlefield, completely different from everyday one-on-one fights. Su Fengzi's face became extremely ugly. He felt that in front of such a large army, he was as small as a drop in the ocean. He nervously looked at Lin Moyu, his mouth trembling.
Friend Lin, what should we do?
At this moment, Lin Moyu became excited.
Not bad, this is more like it.
The Divine Rune Army discovered this point and quickly gathered together to reform their battle arrays for defense. They already knew they had fallen into a trap. Then a brilliant golden light shot out, breaking through the blood-colored net's blockade and exploding in the sky, illuminating the entire northern coastal sea. As Lin Moyu had predicted, the Divine Rune Army sent out a distress signal. At this time, the giant rat monster charged in front of the Divine Rune Army, then curled up its four legs. Its huge body instantly shrank into a ball, becoming a large meatball. Cold light flashed on its body as its fur stood on end. Each hair had now become an invincible sharp blade. It rammed into the battle array without any technique. Its terrifying power erupted, and the Divine Rune Army's battle array couldn't withstand it at all. It was instantly scattered, and large numbers of Divine Rune soldiers were crushed by the giant rat's sharp blades, dying on the spot. The giant rat monster, still curled up, rolled back and forth among the Divine Rune Army. The Divine Rune Army's attacks falling on it had no effect, unable to stop it at all. In the blink of an eye, the Divine Rune Army's casualties had exceeded 100,000. Su Fengzi cried out.
It must be 8th level, right?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Not quite 8th level yet. It's probably at the limit of 7th level, but still a bit short of the true limit. Alright, the hidden rat monster has come out, and the distress signal has been sent. Now it's our turn.
Su Fengzi muttered in his heart.
It's your turn, not mine. I really don't need to look.
Lin Moyu waved out a ball of flame from his palm. The flame exploded in the air, and in an instant, Skeleton King thrones appeared from the flames. 3,000 Skeleton Kings slowly rose from their thrones. The Skeleton Kings, wearing exquisite armor, with blood-red cloaks fluttering, were engulfed in flames. Their thrones transformed into swords. Each Skeleton King stood tall, terrifyingly boundless, emitting powerful auras. Su Fengzi was startled by the sudden appearance of the Skeleton Kings, but looking closely, he saw the Skeleton Kings were only 5th level Dao Venerable. Moreover, 3,000 of them in this battle of millions didn't count for much. Just as he was puzzled, space continued to distort. One by one, Legion commanders appeared before Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu summoned 100 Legion commanders in one go. After the Legion commanders appeared, Lin Moyu waved his hand.
Go!
The Legion commanders accepted the order simultaneously and charged towards the battlefield. The sky suddenly darkened. Halfway there, the Legion commanders released their dragon cavalry troops. Each Legion commander led 10 million dragon cavalry. 100 commanders meant 1 billion. The terrifying number of dragon cavalry quickly formed battle arrays in heaven and earth. Their speed of action was even faster and more efficient than the Divine Rune armies.
How can there be so many?
Su Fengzi stood there stunned, his face full of shock. Although the Dragon Cavalry Corps was only 4th level Dao Venerable, the number was simply too great. So many that he couldn't count them at all. As far as the eye could see, there were only Dragon Cavalry. The next second, excitement arose in Su Fengzi's heart. With so many Dragon Cavalry, even if they were only 4th level Dao Venerable, even if they only served as meat shields, it would be enough to hold out until reinforcements arrived. He dared not speak of completing the task, but at least his life was secured. Lin Moyu obviously wasn't just trying to stay alive. He picked up his seal.
Strengthen.
3,133 3,133. Chapter 3133. More shocking than a lifetime. The seal released brilliant light, instantly strengthening the entire undead army, raising their realm by 1 level across the board. The 5th level Dao Venerable Dragon Cavalry Corps, 6th level Dao Venerable Skeleton Kings. Their combat power increased dramatically. With their numbers, they were no longer just meat shields, but now had the ability to influence the battle. Su Fengzi looked at this scene in amazement, muttering,
Is this the ability of the General's seal?
Lin Moyu explained,
It's called Strengthen. Friend Su will know the specific abilities when you become a general in the future.
Su Fengzi nodded.
He was still far from becoming a general, so knowing these things wasn't meaningful. At this time, Su Fengzi was starting to get excited. Such a large dragon cavalry corps, plus their enhanced realm and combat power, was enough to contend with the Bloody Legion. But he had no idea that strengthen was just the beginning. The main event was yet to come. Buddhist chants resounded. Sword Chi crisscrossed. Buddhist Lich and 5 Elements Sword Demon appeared simultaneously. The 2 Liches were also affected by strengthen, their realms rising to the limit of 6th level Dao Venerable. Sword Demon used the Sword Dao, Sword Chi surrounding its body, its combat power instantly breaking through to 7th level Dao Venerable. Fate Lich appeared on Lin Moyu's shoulder, its body emitting a hazy mist, letting out a light laugh. Although it didn't have any powerful aura, Su Fengzi instinctively felt that this little being was extremely terrifying. When he saw Fate Lich, he had a chilling feeling, arising from the depths of his soul. The next second, a ball of fierce flames engulfed heaven and earth. Flame North appeared not far away. As Lin Moyu's current top fighter, Flame North was also affected by strengthen, its strength increasing. Strengthen had excellent effects on those below 7th level Dao Venerable. For those above 7th level Dao Venerable, the effect could only be considered ordinary. But Su Fengzi was already completely dumbfounded. He indicated he couldn't understand at all. Lin Moyu's methods were too mysterious, indescribable in words. Su Fengzi only knew that all the shock he had felt in his life was not as much as he received today. His worldview had been impacted in some way, no longer the same as before. But the next moment, an even greater shock came. A strange aura emanated from Lin Moyu's body. This aura was incomparably mysterious and extremely high level.
Origin level technique.
Su Fengzi cried out, his eyes full of disbelief. He finally understood why Lin Moyu had him make a great Dao oath. Lin Moyu actually possessed an origin level technique. Su Fengzi's teeth chattered, his body trembling constantly.
Actually, it's an origin level technique. The legendary origin level technique. Someone can actually master it.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Since origin level techniques exist, naturally there will be people who can master them.
Su Fengzi said.
According to records, in the history of the origin continent, only 1 or 2 people could master origin level techniques. It's said these origin level techniques can't be mastered through ordinary methods.
Besides shock, he also had a strong desire for knowledge. Lin Moyu looked at Su Fengzi, chuckling.
Want to know?
Su Fengzi instinctively nodded, but then immediately shook his head.
I don't want to know. The more you know, the more you die. Once there was a race in our beast race, not strong, but the whole race was very curious, and then they were exterminated. It's said it was because of curiosity, knowing things they shouldn't have known.
Lin Moyu laughed.
Indeed, it's better not to know.
As he spoke, the origin aura had risen to its limit. A technique silently exploded, falling on all the undead army and revived beings. Origin level technique. Strengthen troops. It had been a very long time since he used this technique. Origin level techniques, without experiencing technique sublimation, were still high above, stronger than any origin level techniques. Other techniques sublimated, even reaching origin level, were only to approach the origin, not true origin level techniques. For Lin Moyu, strengthen troops' greatest effect was to increase damage. All summoned beings' damage could be increased tenfold. Under the double enhancement of strengthen and strengthen troops, the undead army's individual combat power was infinitely close to 6th level Dao Venerable. Even in one-on-one combat, they could steadily defeat 2-winged rat generals. After forming battle arrays, killing 4-winged rat generals was no problem. Plus their numerical advantage of hundreds of times, they had formed an overwhelming advantage. Lin Moyu liked overwhelming enemies the most. This feeling was very good. Flame North turned into a stream of fire light, the first to charge into the battlefield. Its target was that giant rat monster, which was rolling and rampaging among the Divine Rune army, unstoppable. At least 10,000 Divine Rune soldiers had already died at its hands. Flame North evolved its Tao true body, transforming into a 1,000-meter flame divine eagle, its body wrapped in flames as it crashed into the giant rat monster. The two collided silently, terrifying power erupting. Flames swept everywhere, nearby divine rune soldiers sent flying by the huge force. The giant rat monster was sent flying, its body bursting into raging flames. Flame North now had peak 8th level Tao venerable combat power, plus strengthened troops increasing damage tenfold. Its power was infinitely close to 9th level Tao venerable, far surpassing the giant rat monster. Flame North caught up to the giant rat monster, spewing endless fierce flames to engulf it. The giant rat monster struggled in the fierce flames, unable to maintain its ball shape, its curled body naturally unfolding. Flame North flapped its wings, countless fierce flames turning into sharp blades, slashing at the giant rat monster. In an instant, the giant rat monster was slashed all over, extremely miserable. This was a battle without any suspense. The giant rat monster had no chance to fight back against Flame North. Su Fengzi looked at the flame divine eagle that Flame North had transformed into, with some confusion.
It looks a bit like the Flame Divine Eagle clan.
Lin Moyu said.
It is. Flame North is the clan leader of the Flame Divine Eagle clan.
Su Fengzi was greatly shocked.
It's really him? I heard the Flame Divine Eagle clan was exterminated.
Lin Moyu said.
Yes, I exterminated them.
Lin Moyu said it lightly, making Su Fengzi feel cold from his flesh to the depths of his soul. The Flame Divine Eagle clan was a race second only to the royal clans, exterminated just like that. Not only exterminated, but their clan leader was captured to be used as a fighter. Su Fengzi thought of the decree passed down by the Beast Emperor earlier, his teeth chattering.
Friend Lin, you wouldn't happen to know the Beast Emperor too, would you?
Lin Moyu said.
I do. We've chatted a few times.
Su Fengzi stood there as if struck by lightning. Not only did he know the Beast Emperor, but they had chatted several times. Even their clan leader didn't have much chance to chat with the Beast Emperor. What kind of existence was the Beast Emperor, while Lin Moyu was only 3rd level Tao Venerable? In this moment, Su Fengzi felt he had aimed too high. Lin Moyu was someone who could chat with the Beast Emperor. For him to be able to befriend Lin Moyu, that was truly an honor. Lin Moyu suddenly pointed to a distant island.
How about you go attack that island?
Su Fengzi didn't even think and immediately said,
All right.
As soon as he finished speaking, he had already charged over. He had promised Lin Moyu earlier that wherever Lin Moyu pointed, he would attack. Since he had promised, he had to do it. So he charged over without hesitation. With his strength, if it was just the Bloody Legion on one island, he could still handle it. What he feared was that the Bloody Legions on nearby islands would come to support. But he believed in Lin Moyu, who would surely solve this problem for him. 3134, 3134. Chapter 3134. Magical Crystal. 100 times efficiency. Just as Su Fengzi thought, Lin Moyu would help him resolve all his worries. The massive Dragon Cavalry Corps quickly divided its forces, first blocking the Bloody Legion coming to support from various islands, greatly reducing the pressure on the Divine Rune Army. Flame North faced off against the giant rat monster, able to kill it before long. More Dragon Cavalry Corps charged towards more distant islands, dividing into multiple routes to attack. The few islands near Su Fengzi were also surrounded by the Dragon Cavalry Corps, unable to come to support, giving Su Fengzi an opportunity. 5 Elements Sword Demon led Buddhist Lich and Fate Lich, maneuvering through the battlefield. 5 Elements Sword Demon's targets were the 6-winged rat generals on each island. The 2 Liches cooperated with each other with strengthened troops and strengthened enhancements. 5 Elements Sword Demon's combat power had surpassed the 6-winged rat generals, making it not difficult to slay them. Lin Moyu felt the consumption of his soul power. After Su Fengzi set out, Lin Moyu also muttered to himself,
It's my turn.
The origin aura rose from his body again, as Lin Moyu used his second origin level technique. Gather power. Su Fengzi couldn't help but look back. But the origin aura had always been present, just stronger now. Su Fengzi couldn't imagine that Lin Moyu had a second origin level technique. Still thinking Lin Moyu was just strengthening his first origin level technique, he got closer and closer to his target. Battle intent blazed in Su Fengzi's eyes as he began to focus.
Then let's begin.
He concentrated all his attention on the Bloody Legion on the island ahead. The 10-man commander seal flashed brightly, and 10 6th-level Dao Venerable Divine Rune soldiers appeared beside him. Although their strength was insufficient, they could still be of assistance to him. The few islands near that island were already surrounded by the Dragon Cavalry Corps, leaving him without any worries. As Su Fengzi charged onto the island and began to engage the Bloody Legion, Lin Moyu also moved. His aura rose rapidly, instantly reaching 6th-level Dao Venerable. Then with a soft bang, broke through to 7th-level Dao Venerable. This was his limit for now. At 7th-level Dao Venerable plus the enhancement from his armor, his combat power was further increased. Strengthened troops also brought him an increase in damage. Lin Moyu's combat power at this moment was not weak even among 7th-level Dao Venerables. Spreading his wings of time, Lin Moyu charged into the battlefield as if teleporting. He summoned the Divine Rune Army's long spear, swinging it again and again. Killing intent surged as heaven-splitting slash rolled up boundless killing intent, enveloping heaven and earth. Lin Moyu's targets were those 2-winged rat generals and 4-winged rat generals. Neither 2-winged nor 4-winged rat generals could withstand Lin Moyu's heaven-splitting slash. Lin Moyu's actions could be described as reckless. The killing intent continuously devoured the Bloody Legion's battle intent and obsessions, constantly strengthening itself. At this time, Lin Moyu's soul power was being rapidly consumed. Because the Bloody Legion had no souls, and Lin Moyu couldn't absorb their souls to replenish himself. Under the double enhancement of origin-level techniques, soul power consumption was fast. In the past, when he was still weak, he could only maintain this state for less than half a minute. Now that his soul realm had improved, the time he could maintain it had also increased. Now he could maintain it for more than 10 minutes. Lin Moyu seized these 10+ minutes to kill to his heart's content. Su Fengzi sensed a terrifying killing intent and inadvertently looked back, seeing Lin Moyu killing in all directions. The combat power Lin Moyu displayed at this time shocked him. With a casual strike, he could kill hundreds of rat generals. What nonsense about 3rd-level Dao Venerable? Did 3rd-level Dao Venerable have such combat power? If this was 3rd-level Dao Venerable, then what was he? Su Fengzi was completely speechless. Apart from the Beast Emperor and his own clan leader, he had never admired anyone. Now Lin Moyu was the third. The originally doomed Divine Rune Army, due to Lin Moyu's strong intervention, suddenly reversed the situation. Under the rules, this reenacted prehistoric battle completely changed flavor at this moment. The Divine Rune Army soldiers stood motionless. Originally they should have been defending with all their might, but now they didn't need to do anything. Not a single Bloody Legion rat monster could charge through. All rat monsters were intercepted halfway by the Dragon Cavalry. They had now become spectators. Blood light exploded as Flame North finally killed the giant rat monster and flew back. With the giant rat monster dead, Flame North was free to deal with other 6-winged rat generals. Flame North returned to Lin Moyu and gave him an object.
This is the spoils of war, obtained from the opponent's head.
Flame North explained. Other bloody rat generals would dissipate into points of light when they died, leaving nothing behind. The giant rat monster killed by Flame North actually had such a thing in its head. Lin Moyu examined the spoils of war. It was a hexagonal crystal only the size of a baby's fist, looking like an opaque crystal.
You can feel that it contains a special power inside. This power is very high level, seemingly related to the Great Tao. What could it be?
With some curiosity, Lin Moyu tentatively touched it with his soul power. In an instant, the scene before Lin Moyu's eyes changed drastically, transforming heaven and earth. He seemed to be placed in an infinite void. In the distance, points of light appeared, like stars. The light carried warmth, radiating towards Lin Moyu. His soul instantly became active. Lin Moyu always multitasked, condensing Tao patterns. Now, his 55th Tao pattern had already formed an outline. But now, the speed of condensing Tao patterns suddenly accelerated. The outline that was almost complete rapidly took shape. After the outline was complete, it was time to formally condense the Tao pattern. Condensing Tao patterns was a gradual process. Lin Moyu had calculated that, without considering any unexpected situations, the 55th Tao pattern would take about 200 years to condense. But now, the speed had increased at least 100-fold. At this speed, it would take at most 2 years to condense. The next moment, his consciousness withdrew from this void space, returning to the battlefield. But the speed of condensing Tao patterns hadn't changed, still very fast. The crystal in his hand had turned to powder, scattering in the wind.
The special power in the crystal accelerated the speed of condensing Tao patterns. But a single crystal's power is limited, and the duration it can last is also limited. If I could obtain more of these crystals, I could maintain this state for a long time. Then, my advancement speed would be astonishing.
2 years for one Tao pattern. With his foundation, he could complete his advancement in 36 years. This speed was extremely fast, second only to great Tao rewards.
What a good thing. I wonder if there are any more. Perhaps there will be in the high-level area.
Lin Moyu looked towards Su Fengzi in the distance. Su Fengzi was in fierce battle, becoming more and more familiar with controlling his power in the battle. Su Fengzi had just advanced to 7th level Tao Venerable, and his foundation wasn't stable. But after this great battle, his foundation would basically be stabilized. Su Fengzi was clearly still under pressure dealing with the six-winged rat general, having suffered some injuries. But the six-winged rat general was also injured. The two sides could be said to be evenly matched. Lin Moyu sent out a wave of life force, falling on Su Fengzi. Su Fengzi's injuries immediately began to recover rapidly, the effect comparable to taking a healing pill. At the same time, Su Fengzi heard Lin Moyu's voice.
Don't be distracted. Focus on the battle first.
3135 3135. Chapter 3135. Then let's try breaking the formation with a formation first. There were too many dragon cavalry troops. 1 billion dragon cavalry occupied the entire battlefield. Under their encirclement, the bloody legion was quickly swept away and eliminated. The skeleton kings swung their sharp bone swords, slaying those 4-winged rat generals. The 6-winged rat generals were dealt with by Flame North and 5-element sword demon. The entire dragon cavalry corps surged forward like a flood, completely wiping out the bloody legion. Su Fengzi had finally managed to kill the 6-winged rat general in front of him. He looked back at Lin Moyu, gratitude in his eyes. Now his injuries had almost completely recovered. Apart from consuming some of his power, there was no difference from normal. Originally with his strength, he was only slightly better than a 6-winged rat general. Even if he could win, he would have to pay a price. This was what Su Fengzi had planned from the beginning. He didn't expect that with Lin Moyu's help, he would be able to defeat the opponent without much injury. With the 6-winged rat general dead, dealing with other bloody rat generals became much easier. After all, he was 7th level Tao Venerable. Killing 5th and 6th level Tao Venerable rat generals would only take some time at most. The number of bloody legion troops was decreasing rapidly. In less than half an hour, half of the bloody legion had been eliminated. And this speed was continuing to accelerate. In at most another 20 minutes, this battle could be completely over. Lin Moyu had already stopped fighting. His soul power was mostly consumed, forcing him to withdraw, gather power, only maintaining the strengthened troops effect.
If the bloody legion were normal living beings, I could continue fighting.
Lin Moyu looked at the battlefield, talking to himself. Using strengthened troops and gather power together, although it would greatly consume soul power, at the same time, they could also absorb the soul power of those killed, constantly replenishing. Not only could it replenish soul power, strengthened troops could also refine part of the souls to strengthen one's own soul. Facing normal living beings, as long as he killed fast enough, he could maintain both states for a long time. Unfortunately, the Bloody Legion had no souls, so Lin Moyu had no way to gain much. Lin Moyu surveyed the entire battle situation. The outcome was already decided. The Bloody Legion had no chance. Suddenly, Lin Moyu's spiritual sense sent a warning. Danger was approaching. The next second, the blood-colored giant net covering heaven and earth suddenly burst with dense blood light, a thick bloody smell filling the entire battlefield. The blood-colored giant net interwove through the statues on hundreds of islands, covering the entire battlefield. The statues on hundreds of islands simultaneously burst with blood-colored light, the outermost statues beginning to collapse. As statue after statue collapsed, the bloody smell grew stronger and stronger. The blood-colored giant net began to contract. Wherever it passed, space was cut with fine cracks. No matter who it was, anyone who touched the blood-colored giant net would be obliterated. Even members of the Bloody Legion were no exception. Touch meant certain death. Lin Moyu suddenly realized this was the Bloody Legion's method of mutual destruction. He transmitted to Su Fengzi.
Beware of the blood net.
Su Fengzi had also noticed the changes in the blood net, but now his task was nearing its end. He just needed to put in a bit more effort to clear out the last wave of enemies, and his task would be completed. If he stopped now, it would be a real pity. Lin Moyu transmitted again.
You keep fighting, I'll find a way.
Su Fengzi completely trusted Lin Moyu and replied,
Thank you, friend Lin.
He became even more vicious in his attacks, wanting to eliminate his opponents as quickly as possible. Lin Moyu looked at the huge blood net, pondering countermeasures. The Divine Rune Army, which had been motionless until now, suddenly moved. They formed battle arrays and, led by several generals, attempted to charge at the blood-colored giant net. The result ended in failure. Their charge had no effect at all, and instead sacrificed many Divine Rune soldiers. Even the general leading the charge only lasted a few seconds after touching the blood net before dying on the spot. Moreover, the method of formation was very strange, completely different from what Lin Moyu knew. Even he couldn't break it in a short time. The Divine Rune Army began to shrink back, moving towards the center of the battlefield. The blood net's contraction speed wasn't fast, and the battlefield area was extremely large. It would take considerable time to contract to the central area. Lin Moyu knew the Divine Rune Army wanted to buy time. They had already sent out a distress call earlier, and quite some time had passed. If they could hold out a bit longer, reinforcements might arrive. The people coming to reinforce would certainly have extraordinary strength. They might be able to solve this blood net problem. The Divine Rune Army's actions were clearly not wrong. But Lin Moyu wasn't someone who liked to sit and wait for death. He didn't care what the Divine Rune Army thought. He just wanted to find a solution himself. Moreover, in Lin Moyu's understanding, perhaps solving the blood net was also one of the conditions for overfulfilling the task. Overfulfilling a task was just a saying. There were no specific regulations. Lin Moyu felt that even among overfulfilling tasks, there were differences in strength and quality. The better the task was completed, the more rewards there would naturally be. For this task, Lin Moyu believed he had already done very well, enough to get extra rewards. And facing the blood net, he wasn't worried at all. He had several methods to avoid the blood net's attack. At worst, he could die once and revive. But Su Fengzi and the Divine Rune Army inside the blood net would be hard-pressed to escape. If he wanted to complete the task even better, then saving the Divine Rune Army was very necessary. As for Su Fengzi, he was just one more person. After observing for a while, Lin Moyu had a general idea in mind.
Currently, to deal with the blood net, there are only two methods. One is to use the space Dao to forcibly open a passage between the inside and outside of the blood net, allowing the Divine Rune Army and Su Fengzi inside the blood net to leave through the space Dao. Although the space inside the origin continent is extremely stable, the space cut by the blood net seems to have become much more fragile. If I go all out, I should be able to build about 6 or 7 space passages.
Lin Moyu keenly sensed the spatial changes. Where the blood net passed, many spatial cracks would appear. For a period of time, space would become fragile. This gave him an opportunity. After determining his first plan, Lin Moyu continued talking to himself.
Besides this, there's a second method: break it with force. The blood net can kill 7th level Dao Venerables, which means its power is about the same as several top 7th grade formations. It's probably still inferior to the 10,000 Volcanoes formation, but this is the northern coastal sea. The power of the 10,000 Volcanoes formation would be greatly weakened here, so it's not suitable.
Lin Moyu decided to try first. His mind moved, giving an order to Flame North. Flame North transformed into a flame divine eagle and crashed into the blood net. Flames erupted everywhere. The blood net was bulged out greatly by Flame North, seeming like it would break at any moment. But the blood net was extremely tough. In the end, Flame North still couldn't break through it. After struggling for a while, Flame North had to reluctantly retreat. From the information Flame North sent back, Lin Moyu learned that the blood net's toughness exceeded imagination. With his ability, he still wasn't enough to break through the blood net. Lin Moyu asked,
"If I let you use the ancestral water, do you think it would work?"
After thinking, Flame North shook his head slightly.
"Still not quite enough."
Getting this answer, Lin Moyu didn't have Flame North try again. He quickly made a decision.
"In that case, let's try breaking the formation with the formation first."
3136 3136. Chapter 3136. I'm going to begin. After careful consideration, Lin Moyu still decided to break it with force first. Using a formation to break the blood net, because Lin Moyu wasn't fully confident in the space Dao, fearing unexpected situations might occur. Moreover, breaking it with force was more to Lin Moyu's liking. As long as it succeeded, there wouldn't be any accidents.
Time is limited. Looks like I'll have to race against time.
With a flip of his palm, Lin Moyu took out a large number of premium 7th grade origin crystals. He was going to set up the space-rending killing formation, which was currently Lin Moyu's most proficient formation. With the fusion of talisman and instrument double formations, it could reach the limit of 7th grade formations, with power stronger than some 8th grade grand formations. The origin crystals flew out like lightning, falling into their respective positions. As the origin crystals flew out, Lin Moyu was simultaneously drawing talisman formations, doing two things at once with frightening precision without any errors. Multitasking was no difficulty at all for Lin Moyu. The talisman instrument double formation was already very difficult. If people knew that Lin Moyu was also condensing Dao patterns at the same time, and besides that, he was continuously using his soul to revive the Star Lords in the Thousand Stars Dao, probably anyone would call Lin Moyu crazy. Any one of these things, for ordinary cultivators, would require full concentration, unable to be distracted. But for Lin Moyu, doing 4 things at once had no difficulty at all. He even had spare capacity to do other things. While setting up the formation, the luck Dao appeared, Lin Moyu enhancing his luck. This was done just in case. Lin Moyu wouldn't allow his formation to have any problems. Although he was setting up the space-rending killing formation, this time space-rending killing formation was different from before. The previous space-rending killing formation attacked enemies entering the formation. However, this time, Lin Moyu had modified the space-rending killing formation, making its attacks face outwards, attacking externally. Just changing the attack direction of the formation wasn't a difficult thing for Lin Moyu. Now the only trouble was time. Setting up the space-rending killing formation required time, and the blood net was constantly contracting. The time left for Lin Moyu wasn't too much. Flame North attacked the blood net again and again tirelessly. Although his attacks couldn't break through the blood net, they could slow down its contraction speed. 5 Elements Sword Demon was still slaughtering the remaining Bloody Rat generals. By now, it had killed all the 6-winged Bloody Rat generals and had turned its target to the 4-winged Bloody Rat generals. Its small body wielding a small sharp sword, drawing terrible sword power from the sword Dao, evolving into terrifying sword auras. With each attack, 4-winged rat generals died under its sword. Sometimes a few, sometimes dozens. Sometimes 5 Elements Sword Demon would use 5 Elements Sword C, instantly covering a large area, killing thousands of Bloody Rat generals. Facing 5 Elements Sword Demon, the Bloody Rat generals had no power to resist, only left to await slaughter. Just one 5 Elements Sword Demon could kill them in droves, not to mention there were also 3,000 Skeleton Kings and 10 billion undead troops. It was in this inevitable defeat that the Bloody Legion used its final method of mutual destruction. Lin Moyu had already predicted that in that prehistoric great battle, reinforcements must have arrived, and beaten the Bloody Legion to the point of having no way out. In the end, the Bloody Legion activated the Blood Net. As for what happened after activating the Blood Net, it was unknown. How many divine rune soldiers survived here before reinforcements arrived was also unknown. But Lin Moyu believed that prehistoric battle couldn't possibly be stronger than now. Because of his intervention, the divine rune army's losses were less than 1%. In a great battle, only 1% casualties. One can imagine how low this casualty rate was. Looking at this requirement, he had also overfulfilled the task. The rule setter didn't look at the process, only the result. Lin Moyu had already grasped this point and similarly only pursued results. Su Fengzi finally cleared out his target. The Bloody Legion on one island had all been killed by him. 1 against 10,000. This sense of achievement made Su Fengzi very excited. From beginning cultivation until now, when had he ever experienced killing on such a scale? Su Fengzi expressed that he had killed to his heart's content. He was very clear that being able to kill so satisfyingly was thanks to Lin Moyu. If it wasn't for Lin Moyu helping him block reinforcements, forget about killing satisfyingly, he would probably have been in danger himself. 7 of the 10 summoned divine rune soldiers had died in battle, but they had also fulfilled their mission. Su Fengzi turned his head to look at Lin Moyu, and the next second his eyes widened, his eyeballs almost falling out.
Friend Lin, are you setting up a formation? Friend Lin, you actually know formations too.
He couldn't believe that with Lin Moyu's talent, reaching 3rd level Dao Venerable at such a young age, all his energy must have been focused on cultivation. But now Lin Moyu actually understood formations too, which was simply inconceivable. Su Fengzi felt his weak heart was once again violently struck. He didn't understand why, under the great Dao, such a freak like Lin Moyu would be born. He watched Lin Moyu's movements, flowing like water, every gesture full of Dao rhythm. Although Su Fengzi didn't understand formations, he knew the basic common sense about formations. Lin Moyu's movements undoubtedly told him that Lin Moyu was extremely familiar with formations, not a novice. The more he looked, the more shocked he became. Lin Moyu continuously threw out origin crystals while his right hand was still drawing talismans. Talisman after talisman interwove, also forming a formation. Su Fengzi swallowed hard, muttering,
This isn't an ordinary formation, it's a talisman instrument double formation fusion. This top-tier formation method is as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns among formation masters. Friend Lin isn't an ordinary formation master, he's a top-tier formation grandmaster.
Finally managing to pull his attention away from Lin Moyu, he turned to look at the blood net. The blood net was still continuously contracting. Flame North was constantly attacking the blood net, although without much effect, still tirelessly. Now not only Flame North, but 5 Elements Sword Demon was also attacking the blood net. The Bloody Rat monsters had already been killed almost completely. The Dragon Cavalry Corps was carrying out the final cleanup work. Su Fengzi looked for a few moments and already knew why Lin Moyu was doing this.
Friend Lin wants to use a formation to counter the blood net. Flame North and that little one are constantly attacking the blood net to delay its contraction time. The blood net's power comes from the statues. If I directly attack the statues...
Su Fengzi was very clever. He also had his own ideas. Earlier, when the warships attacked, the statues had shown damage, meaning the statues weren't indestructible. He immediately tried to attack the statues, but red light flashed on the statues, directly repelling his attacks. After several attempts, he knew the statues had become one with the blood net. Unless one had the power to shatter the blood net, it was impossible to damage the statues. Su Fengzi changed his mind and immediately joined Flame North and 5 Elements Sword Demon's ranks, starting to attack the Blood Net. No matter how small the effect, being able to delay for a moment was good. At least it could buy time for Lin Moyu. While setting up the formation, Lin Moyu also saw Su Fengzi's actions. He couldn't help but smile slightly.
The Celestial Fox clan is indeed the smartest clan among beast races. They understand when to advance and retreat, recognize the situation, and with sincerity, are indeed worth befriending.
Finally, the space-rending formation was set up. Lin Moyu immediately recalled all the Dragon Cavalry Corps and Elemental Liches, leaving only Flame North. At the same time, he transmitted to Su Fengzi.
Friend Su, please stop. I'm going to begin.
3137 3137. Chapter 3137. Isn't it a good thing that reinforcements have arrived? Hearing Lin Moyu's transmission, Su Fengzi immediately stopped and returned to Lin Moyu's side. At this time, a grand formation had completely taken shape beside Lin Moyu. This time, to speed up the formation setup, Lin Moyu didn't hide the formation, directly revealing it on the outside. Su Fengzi could sense that this formation was very powerful, but exactly how powerful and what kind of formation it was, he wasn't very clear. Su Fengzi carefully asked,
Friend Lin, what formation is this?
Lin Moyu didn't conceal it.
Space-rending killing formation.
Su Fengzi searched his memory for information about the space-rending killing formation, suddenly startled.
If I remember correctly, this should be a 7th grade space-type formation, right?
Lin Moyu nodded. He was stirring his soul power, already beginning to activate the formation. One origin crystal after another flashed with light, sending out vast energy along the route Lin Moyu had laid out. Su Fengzi felt the spatial vibrations, having a suffocating illusion.
This is a top-tier 7th grade formation, and it's a talisman instrument double formation fusion. The power of this formation probably can rival some 8th grade formations.
Su Fengzi's eyes were full of admiration. The space-rending killing formation was like an exquisite work of art displayed before him. Suddenly, Su Fengzi thought of something. In a document, it was written that the most difficult key point of the space-rending killing formation was understanding the space Tao, otherwise it couldn't be formed. This was a hard requirement with no way to bypass it. Lin Moyu being able to set up the space-rending killing formation also meant that Lin Moyu understood the space Tao. This was another shock, but he had been shocked too many times before. Su Fengzi felt he had become somewhat numb. In his feeling, it seemed only natural that Lin Moyu had mastered the space Tao. Lin Moyu activated the space-rending killing formation, pointing his finger forward. The space-rending killing formation shook violently. The space in front of the formation shattered. An attack silently slashed out along the shattered space, instantly striking the blood net. A bulge appeared on the blood net. This bulge wasn't much different from Flame North's impact. Su Fengzi had personally felt the toughness of the blood net. This level of attack wasn't enough to break the blood net.
If only the formation's power could be a bit stronger.
Su Fengzi sighed inwardly, feeling somewhat regretful. The corner of Lin Moyu's mouth lifted slightly, his eyes showing no disappointment at all. He was the master of the formation and knew his own formation better than anyone. That strike just now was only a probe, naturally not the formation's full power. The next moment, the formation burst with strong light, space shattering. The shattered space extended directly from in front of the formation to the blood net, forming a chaotic void between the formation and the blood net. Hundreds of spatial attacks fell on the blood net along the chaotic void. The blood net instantly bore attacks hundreds of times stronger than before, countless bulges appearing. The entire blood net was violently shaking. The foundation of the blood net was the statues on the islands. Facing such a storm of attacks, one statue immediately shattered. Su Fengzi's eyes lit up.
There's hope.
Lin Moyu said lightly.
It should be no problem.
Su Fengzi now seemed to have become Lin Moyu's little fan, not doubting Lin Moyu's words at all.
Friend Lin, Fengzi has a question, may I ask?
Lin Moyu said.
You may.
Su Fengzi asked.
As far as Fengzi knows, formations are generally inward-facing. How did friend Lin make the formation face outward?
Lin Moyu said.
That's simple. Just make some modifications to the formation. If friend Su has time in the future, you can delve into formations. With friend Su's intelligence, you'll easily master it.
Su Fengzi said.
Actually, Fengzi is quite interested in formations, but there are no excellent formation masters in our beast race. Researching materials on my own is too difficult.
Lin Moyu smiled.
If friend Su really wants to learn formations, you can come to the Eastern continent in the future. In my forces, there are several good formation masters who can enlighten friend Su.
Su Fengzi's face showed joy.
That would be great.
Lin Moyu smiled.
When you reach the Eastern continent, you can go to the Louvre Foam Chamber of Commerce. Through them, friend Su will be able to find where my forces are located.
Su Fengzi firmly remembered.
Good, I'll definitely go.
Under the continuous attacks of the space-rending killing formation, statue after statue collapsed. In just a few minutes, half of the hundreds of statues had collapsed. When the statues collapsed, they would inject all their power into the blood net. The blood net hadn't weakened because of this. However, Lin Moyu had already noticed that the blood net's power was being rapidly consumed under his continuous attacks. Once all the statues collapsed, the blood net would lose its power source and naturally be shattered. The statues kept collapsing, fewer and fewer remaining. Soon, only 50 statues were left, only 1/10 of the initial number. Su Fengzi's eyes were full of joy. He felt this was in the bag. Following Lin Moyu really paid off. If it were him alone, his life would truly be uncertain in this task. Suddenly Lin Moyu turned his head, looking towards the distance of the northern coastal sea. Su Fengzi asked curiously,
Friend Lin, what's happened?
Lin Moyu said softly,
Reinforcements have arrived. Looks like I need to speed up.
As he spoke, Lin Moyu injected a large amount of soul power into the formation. The space-rending killing formation became even more violent. The formation's power greatly increased. The attacks on the blood net increased dramatically, and the speed of statue collapse also accelerated considerably. The entire formation was shaking and trembling. Lin Moyu was overdriving the formation, unlimitedly increasing its power. The power in the origin crystals was being greatly consumed. At this rate, it wouldn't be long before the power in the origin crystals was completely exhausted. Under normal circumstances, doing this would be somewhat not worth it. Overdrawing the formation like this might only increase its power by 20%, but the formation's duration would be shortened by half. But Lin Moyu didn't care now. As long as the blood net was shattered, the formation would lose its purpose. Su Fengzi was somewhat puzzled.
Isn't it a good thing that reinforcements have arrived?
Lin Moyu said.
Indeed, it's a good thing. Once they arrive, the task will be completed. But I want to shatter the blood net before they arrive.
Su Fengzi immediately understood Lin Moyu's thinking. Lin Moyu wanted to overfulfill the task, so he had to do this. In other words, he wanted to take all the credit. Su Fengzi admired Lin Moyu's meticulousness and boldness. But he also knew that to be like Lin Moyu, meticulousness and boldness weren't enough. Strong strength was also needed as support. If it were him, even if he knew all this, it would be impossible to achieve. Knowing is one thing, being able to do it is another. The statues were rapidly collapsing. When there were 20 statues left, Su Fengzi finally saw a point of light appear in the distance. Within the light point were several powerful auras rapidly approaching here. Their speed was very fast. It wouldn't be long before they arrived. Lin Moyu steeled his heart and once again overdrew the formation. The formation's attacks increased again, at least 50% stronger than its initial state. In this state, the formation's duration was greatly shortened. Could last at most a few more minutes. A few minutes was enough. The last 20 statues all collapsed in less than 2 minutes. The blood net completely lost its power source. Lin Moyu drew a complex talisman, fusing it into the formation, once again increasing the formation's power. One origin crystal after another shattered. At the cost of the formation's collapse, he launched the last and strongest wave of attacks. 3138 3138. Chapter 3138. Extra Reward, Great Tao Crystal. As the space-rending killing formation collapsed, it released all its power. This was the formation's final brilliance, its most magnificent spatial attack. Large areas of space collapsed. The space between the formation and the bloodnet had completely turned into chaotic void. Countless attacks burst out from the chaotic void, falling on the bloodnet. At this moment, even if facing an 8th level Tao Venerable, they would either die or be severely injured. The bloodnet had lost the statues as its foundation. Facing such terrifying attacks from the space-rending killing formation, it completely exceeded its limit. The bloodnet collapsed silently, turning into a rain of blood falling from the sky, disappearing between heaven and earth. Lin Moyu let out a long breath.
Fortunately, we made it in time.
The corner of Su Feng's mouth twitched.
Friend Lin's methods, Fengzi admires wholeheartedly.
Lin Moyu asked.
Really?
Su Fengzi said.
Every word is true.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Then prostrate yourself once.
Su Fengzi was stunned on the spot. Lin Moyu actually asked him to prostrate himself. This phrase was clearly just praise. How could it be used like this? Lin Moyu laughed.
Just joking. All right, wait for the rewards.
Su Fengzi breathed a sigh of relief.
Friend is truly humorous.
Lin Moyu said.
Besides cultivation, one should relax occasionally.
The golden light from afar arrived, stopping before them. A flying ship appeared within the golden light. Lin Moyu had ridden similar flying ships before. The flying ship before him was more exquisite than the ones he had ridden, of a higher level and faster speed. The advantage of this type of Divine Rune Army flying ship was its sufficient speed, but its capacity was limited. It could generally only hold 10,000 people, unlike warships which could hold at least 100,000. A team of 10,000 Divine Rune soldiers rushed out from the flying ship. This team emitted a powerful aura, clearly superior to ordinary Divine Rune soldiers. Each of them had 6th level Tao Venerable cultivation. In terms of combat power alone, they weren't much inferior to 7th grade generals. They could be called the elite of the elite. In the origin continent, their status in sects and clans would be extremely high. The sect leaders of many human race holy lands were often 6th level Tao Venerables. But here, they were just members of the Divine Rune Army elite soldiers. After this team flew out, another person flew out. He wore exquisite armor, his whole body emitting a powerful aura. Lin Moyu saw the insignia on the armor and knew the other's identity. This was a 4th grade general. Su Fengzi also transmitted at this moment.
4th grade general, 8th level Tao Venerable.
The 7th grade and 8th grade generals seen before were all 6th level Tao Venerable. The 4th grade general was 8th level Tao Venerable, so 5th grade and 6th grade generals should be 7th level Tao Venerable. Although military rank wasn't absolutely related to strength, there was still some connection more or less. Lin Moyu gave Su Fengzi a look. The two flew together before the 4th grade general, simultaneously giving a military salute. The 4th grade general wore full body armor, not revealing his true appearance, but both could feel that he was sizing them up. This was a formidable figure. Although he was 8th level Tao Venerable, the same as Flame North, Lin Moyu had a feeling that Flame North was no match for him. The armor he wore, and the Divine Rune soldiers behind him, could all bring him powerful enhancements. Perhaps his combat power could touch the edge of 9th level Tao Venerable. As for the 1,000 Divine Rune soldiers behind him, they couldn't be regarded as 6th level Tao Venerable. In a real fight, they were very likely to exert 7th level Tao Venerable combat power. Such a team was enough to annihilate the Bloody Legion here. Even breaking the blood net wouldn't be a problem. After sizing them up for a moment, the 4th grade general drew his battle blade, pointing it at Lin Moyu and Su Fengzi. Su Fengzi's hair immediately stood on end. Lin Moyu's transmission came to his ear.
It's all right, don't worry.
Su Fengzi clearly hadn't experienced this before, But Lin Moyu knew very well that this was to give them extra rewards. 2 seals, one large and one small, automatically flew out, coming before the other party. There was a considerable difference between the 10-man commander seal and the 8th grade general seal. A faint light emitted from the blade tip, enveloping the 2 seals. Su Feng's 10-man commander seal immediately began to enlarge, the 10 on it changing to 100. Lin Moyu's seal also enlarged somewhat, but the 8 on it didn't change, still remaining 8th grade general. After becoming a general, promotion speed slowed down. This task wasn't completed by him alone. Although he got most of the rewards, it still wasn't enough for him to advance. Su Fengze and Lin Moyu both received extra rewards. Su Fengze was promoted from 10-man commander to 100-man commander. Although Lin Moyu wasn't promoted, he was a step closer to promotion. Although Lin Moyu wasn't promoted, Su Fengze knew very well that Lin Moyu had received much more rewards than himself. Commander promotions were much easier than general promotions, but Lin Moyu had done so much in this battle, making great contributions, so receiving these rewards was appropriate. After the promotions were complete, the 2 seals flew back to their respective owners. At this time, the 4th grade general raised his battle blade, slashing towards the sea. The terrifying power of an 8th level Dao Venerable erupted. Huge waves rose in the northern coastal sea, and 3 islands immediately sank. As the islands sank, 3 whirlpools formed. The whirlpools swept up countless seawater, heading towards the depths of the northern coastal sea. At the center of the whirlpools, several objects were rising. There were 3 in total, each coming from a different whirlpool. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed slightly.
It's that kind of crystal.
Su Fengze also saw clearly, exclaiming softly,
It's great Dao crystals.
Lin Moyu asked,
What are great Dao crystals?
Su Fengze said,
It's said that great Dao crystals are miraculous items from the great Dao, able to accelerate cultivation speed for Dao venerables. I told you before about that clan member who could quickly break through realms. It was because he obtained great Dao crystals. It's said great Dao crystals come from the great Dao, their own level very high, and without usage restrictions. Unlike other great Dao realm treasures, we have no qualifications to use them.
Listening to Su Fengze's explanation, Lin Moyu learned the function of great Dao crystals. These things were extremely rare. The vast majority of materials wouldn't have records of them. So Lin Moyu didn't have any information about them in the materials he had obtained. Great Dao crystals weren't like other Great Dao realm treasures that Dao venerables couldn't use. Great Dao crystals were like treasures specially customized for Dao venerables, meant for Dao venerables to use. Their function was also very simple, just accelerating cultivation speed. According to Su Fengze, for someone like him at 7th level Dao Venerable, just 10 Great Dao crystals could allow him to advance to 8th level Dao Venerable within 100 years. Lin Moyu had obtained and used Great Dao crystals before. He knew Great Dao crystals had a great effect on him. As long as he had enough Great Dao crystals, he could rapidly increase his realm. Because his foundation was too strong, increasing his realm had become the biggest problem. Experience and gains time after time had increased his combat power considerably, but his realm increased very slowly. 3 Great Dao crystals flew out of the whirlpools, coming before Lin Moyu. The 4th grade general indicated that all 3 Great Dao crystals belonged to Lin Moyu. Although Su Fengze also coveted them, he knew how little he had contributed and how minimal his role was in the task. This kind of reward should go to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu didn't stand on ceremony and took the Great Dao crystals. Then the 4th grade general put away his battle blade and gestured, indicating for the 2 to enter the flying ship. The 2 complied and entered the flying ship. The 4th grade general also led his troops back to the flying ship. The flying ship activated, streaking across the sky, flying towards the other end of the northern coastal sea. 3139 3139. Chapter 3139. The high level are the true directors of war. The flying ship speed was astonishing. Although the northern coastal sea was large, it wasn't larger than the realm sea. The flying ship could reach the other end, which was the high level area, in no time. Lin Moyu and Su Fengzi stood at the front of the flying ship. The divine rune soldiers on the ship treated the two as air, directly ignoring their existence. Along the way, they saw island after island, battle after battle. The great battles between the Divine Rune Army and the Bloody Legion were spread throughout the northern coastal sea. The flying ship passed by the edge of the battlefields, quickly moving away without stopping, showing no intention of helping. Su Fengzi said curiously,
Although this is a reenactment of prehistoric battles, I still find it strange. In prehistoric times, did they also disregard the great battles like this and leave directly? Those battles weren't large in scale. Even if they stopped for a while to help deal with the Bloody Legion, it wouldn't take much time, right?
Lin Moyu smiled.
Friend Su probably hasn't experienced a battlefield.
Su Fengzi nodded.
Now, except for some humans and beast races still fighting on Dragon Coil Island, there are no large-scale wars in other places. Actually, I also find it strange. The relationship between humans and beast races isn't bad, and there are even interactions between them. Why are both sides fighting on Dragon Coil Island? Even if there are some minor conflicts, it shouldn't reach that level.
Lin Moyu said,
On the battlefield, everything must prioritize military orders. Every soldier has their own mission. Perhaps this flying ship has its own mission. As for Dragon Coil Island that friend Su mentioned, some things can only be understood after experiencing them personally. Perhaps the war on Dragon Coil Island is different from what people imagine.
Su Fengzi didn't quite understand Lin Moyu's words, but he still grasped some details.
Friend Lin has been on the battlefield?
Lin Moyu smiled slightly, nodding gently, then turned to another topic.
Friend Su, there's something I'd like to ask.
Su Fengzi smiled.
Friend Lin, please ask. Fengzi will answer if he knows.
Lin Moyu asked,
From what friend Su said earlier, that ancestor of your clan could increase his cultivation realm every time he entered the ancient battle secret realm, relying on these great Dao crystals. If I'm not mistaken, there must be a stable source of great Dao crystals.
Su Fengzi had already understood Lin Moyu's meaning. He said softly,
Regarding this matter, actually many people in our clan have this question. Many people are certain he must have had a fixed source of great Dao crystals. But unfortunately, that ancestor didn't reveal it. Later he died in the ancient battle secret realm, and this matter became a secret.
Lin Moyu felt somewhat regretful. If he could have a stable source of great Dao crystals, his cultivation speed could increase 100-fold. He had absorbed one great Dao crystal before and now had 3 more in hand, but just 4 weren't enough for long-term use. The effect of one great Dao crystal could last at most a year. Under the enhancement of a great Dao crystal, it would take 2 years to condense one Dao pattern. For great Dao crystals would only allow him to condense 2 Dao patterns, which was a drop in the bucket for cultivation. So Lin Moyu wanted to obtain more great Dao crystals, otherwise this cultivation speed was really too slow. Lin Moyu said,
It's indeed a pity. If we knew the source, cultivation speed could be increased a lot.
Su Fengzi's eyes held memories as he continued searching his memory. He had lived for tens of thousands of years. Although he spent most of his time in closed-door cultivation, he had also read countless materials in the clan. Those materials were very miscellaneous. He tried to find some clues from the vast amount of information. Finally, Su Fengzi made a discovery.
I once saw a sentence in a miscellaneous record. That ancestor once let slip that his ability to cultivate so quickly was related to battle beasts. But that was just a miscellaneous record, and battle beasts are too dangerous, so no one has ever tried to verify it.
Lin Moyu's gaze held contemplation.
Battle beasts.
He thought of the process of obtaining his first great Dao crystal, which was from killing a giant rat monster and obtaining it from its body. If obtained from battle beasts' bodies, it would make sense. But he had killed many battle beasts in previous tasks and hadn't gotten any great Dao crystals.
Could it be because of realm area restrictions? Battle beasts in the high-level area might contain great Dao crystals. If that's really the case, it would be good news for me.
Lin Moyu said,
Thank you for telling me, friend Su.
Su Fengzi said.
Friend Lin is too polite. The truth of this matter is still uncertain.
Lin Moyu said.
Whether it's true or false, I can verify it when the time comes.
Su Fengzi said.
Then friend Lin must be careful. Battle beasts are not easy to deal with. Battle beasts in the high-level area are all terrifying beings at 7th level Dao Venerable, or above. Moreover, they mostly move in groups, from dozens to hundreds, even thousands. Some battle beast groups even have 8th or 9th level Dao Venerable leaders. Even 9th level Dao Venerables would have to retreat when encountering them.
But Su Fengzi thought of Lin Moyu's strength and felt it shouldn't be a big problem. As long as he didn't encounter 9th level Dao Venerable battle beasts, Lin Moyu should be able to handle them, at least having the ability to protect himself. He said this just as a reminder. He knew very well how meticulous Lin Moyu's thoughts were. Lin Moyu said,
Thank you for the reminder, friend Su. I will be careful. If I really gain something, I won't forget friend Su.
Su Fengzi shook his head.
Friend Lin is being too polite saying that. Fengzi has said he sincerely wants to be friends with friend Lin. Whether friend Lin acknowledges it or not, Fengzi already considers friend Lin a good friend from the bottom of his heart.
Lin Moyu smiled without saying much more. Many things, no matter how nice they sound, ultimately depend on actions. The two chatted along the way. Su Fengzi told Lin Moyu many things about the beast races, giving Lin Moyu a better understanding of them. What he said wasn't secret, but it was information Lin Moyu didn't have in his materials. Lin Moyu also talked about some things regarding humans exchanging information. Half a day later, a coastline appeared in their view, with a vast land coming into sight. When they were still far from land, a powerful aura already hit them.
Su Fengzi said.
There really is a big difference between the high-level area and the mid-level area.
Lin Moyu's spiritual sense was keen. His perception was clearer than Su Fengzi's.
I can feel that the battles that occurred in the high-level area were more intense than in other places. In any battle, those who truly determine victory or defeat must be the high level.
Su Fengzi nodded.
Friend Lin is right. As long as the high level wins, it doesn't matter if all other levels lose.
Lin Moyu smiled.
So friend Su, you should understand why the flying ship didn't stop, right?
Su Fengzi suddenly had a sense of enlightenment. He said to Lin Moyu,
Fengzi has learned.
The flying ship contained high-level elites. They were the ones directing this war. The battles at middle and low levels weren't actually important for victory or defeat. Entering the high-level area, after Lin Moyu and Su Fengzi left the flying ship, it immediately changed direction, rushing towards the depths of the high-level area, disappearing in the blink of an eye. At this moment, 2 beams of rosy light descended, enveloping the 2 of them respectively. The task was over, and the formal rewards descended. 3,100 and 43,140. Chapter 3140. Battle Beasts, Lightning Purple Striped Tigers? The arrival of the formal rewards gave Su Fengzi another pleasant surprise. From his expression, it was clear that Su Fengzi was very happy, even excited. Since joining the Divine Rune Army, Su Fengzi had never received 2 rewards in one task. How could he not be excited? Fortunately, Lin Moyu had told him earlier that there would be another reward after the task ended. The previous one was just an extra reward, giving Su Fengzi mental preparation. Within the rosy light, the 100 on Su Fengzi's seal changed to 1,000. He was promoted again from 100-man commander to 1,000-man commander. Advancing 2 military ranks in one task was something Su Fengzi had never dared to imagine, all thanks to Lin Moyu's influence. The 8 on Lin Moyu's seal finally changed to 7. During the task, Lin Moyu had contributed the most and paid the most, so naturally he gained the most. He also completed a promotion, changing from 8th grade general at the start of the task to 7th grade general. Lin Moyu muttered to himself,
I might be the 7th grade general with the lowest realm in the Divine Rune Army.
Su Fengzi laughed.
Realm doesn't matter, true strength is king. With friend Lin's strength, forget 7th grade general, even 2nd grade general would be fitting.
Lin Moyu joked.
I'll accept that flattery.
Su Fengzi said.
Fengzi benefited from friend Lin's light this time. I can't repay this favor for now. It will have to wait for the future.
Lin Moyu said.
No need to be so particular about it.
Su Fengzi chuckled.
I understand.
A moment later, the rosy light disappeared, and the two retrieved their seals. Su Fengzi checked the tasks in his seal, then compared them with Lin Moyu's seal tasks, finding that their tasks were completely different. Su Fengzi cupped his hands to Lin Moyu.
Fengzi won't hold friend Lin back.
The two had different tasks to do, so naturally they couldn't act together. Lin Moyu also cupped his hands.
Take care, friend Su. We'll meet again if fate allows. We'll meet again if fate allows.
Su Fengzi left, disappearing into the horizon. Lin Moyu didn't leave. He felt the high-level area. The land of the high-level area emitted a strong aura of the Great Tao. Lin Moyu could feel that the being who reenacted the ancient battlefield and set the rules had expended far more effort in the high-level area than in other areas. There were many battle beasts active in the high-level area. The battle beasts wouldn't stay in one place. They would roam about in groups like soldiers patrolling, attacking outsiders in the high-level area. But the materials didn't say whether battle beasts would attack the Bloody Legion and Divine Rune Army. Except for inside secret realms, it was rare to see Divine Rune Army and Bloody Legion in the outside world, so no one paid attention to this situation. With experience from the low-level and mid-level areas, Lin Moyu had a general understanding of the ancient battlefield situation. In his mind, secret realms could be roughly divided into three categories. The first category, which was also the most numerous, could be seen as various battlefields. Many secret realms reenacted battles that had occurred in the past. The evolution of these secret realms should all be done by that rule-setter's methods. The second category of secret realms, fewer in number, corresponded to various tasks. The third category of secret realms, more numerous than the second but less than the first, were evolved by the Divine Rune Army soldiers who had died in the past. Among the three categories, the first was the safest. Ordinary cultivators rarely encountered the second category of secret realms, while the first category was where many cultivators were injured or killed. But in terms of real danger, it still wasn't as bad as battle beasts. Being targeted by battle beasts was real trouble. Those Dao venerables who entered the high-level area would choose nearby secret realms to enter in order to avoid battle beasts. As for which type of secret realm they entered, that was up to luck. No matter which secret realm they entered, it was better than being outside with battle beasts. Lin Moyu looked at the map in his seal. After advancing 2 ranks, the map had expanded a lot, and the tasks had become 8. 8 tasks were distributed across the map. Even the nearest one was quite a distance away. Lin Moyu didn't consider much, directly choosing the nearest task. At the same time, countless skeleton generals appeared beside him, then scattered to explore the high-level area. Lin Moyu sent out a full 10 million skeleton generals to explore the high-level area. In Lin Moyu's understanding, the high-level area was not only more dangerous but also larger in range. 10 million skeleton generals was just a base, not necessarily enough. Moreover, using skeleton generals to explore here was far more meaningful than before. Skeleton generals could not only clearly explore the terrain, but also search for battle beasts. The location, number, and strength of battle beasts could all be explored clearly. If battle beasts really could produce great Dao crystals, their significance to Lin Moyu would be completely different. He might even choose not to do tasks, turning instead to deal with battle beasts. For great Dao crystals, giving up tasks wasn't out of the question. After all, completing tasks, apart from continuously raising military rank, didn't seem to have many other rewards. As for whether there would be good rewards later, that was all unknown. Comparatively, it was naturally best to grasp the immediate practical benefits. What could be obtained in hand was best. If both could be taken care of, that would be even better. The skeleton generals spread out more and more, gradually disappearing into the lush ancient forest. Lin Moyu slowly flew up, heading towards the task point. He didn't fly fast, moving unhurriedly, with the terrain map continuously being drawn in his mind. Soon, the skeleton generals encountered battle beasts. This group of battle beasts numbered only 18, belonging to a small group. 18 battle beasts moved slowly between the dense forests in the high-level area. Their shape and outline looked like tigers, but larger than tigers. Because of the skeleton general's vision, details couldn't be seen. Through the soul fire, it could be seen that all 18 battle beasts were 7th level Dao Venerable. In the high-level area, such a battle beast group was considered quite weak. But even so, 7th level Dao Venerables would have to avoid them. Even 8th level Dao Venerables would have to think twice. Battle beasts' combat power was very strong, and there were 18 of them. Although 8th level Dao Venerables were higher in realm, they might also pay a price if not careful. Even if they could win, it would be a hard fight. Normally, except for some powerful 8th level Dao Venerable powerhouses or 9th level Dao Venerable powerhouses, no one would provoke them. In the materials Lin Moyu had obtained, it was stated that upon seeing a battle beast group in the high-level area, one should immediately avoid them. This was also the practice of most beast race Dao Venerables. Unless absolutely necessary, they wouldn't make enemies with battle beasts. But Lin Moyu didn't think so. This group of battle beasts was right on his path to the task point. Lin Moyu immediately approached silently. Suddenly, one of the battle beasts charged forward, lightning bursting from its body, smashing several ancient trees. The skeleton general hiding behind the ancient trees was pulverized to death. Lin Moyu was slightly surprised.
It was actually discovered.
The skeleton general had already suppressed its aura and was also hidden by ancient trees, yet it was still discovered. This showed that these battle beasts had very keen perception. Lin Moyu didn't let the skeleton general revive, and at the same time had nearby skeleton generals explore outwards in all directions, using the battle beast group's location as the center. He wanted to see if there were other battle beast groups nearby. If battle beast groups were too close, once battle broke out, they might support each other. This was also what made battle beasts troublesome. Finally, Lin Moyu saw those battle beasts with his own eyes and couldn't help but exclaim softly,
Lightning purple striped tigers?
3141 3141. Chapter 3141. Snatching food from a tiger's mouth. The battle beasts before him were completely different from those seen in the mid-level area. The 18 battle beasts were very similar to lightning purple-striped tigers. Their bodies also densely covered with beautiful patterns. Purple light was contained within the patterns, turning into lightning flowing across their bodies. They were over 80% similar to the Dao True bodies evolved by lightning purple-striped tigers. If not looking carefully, one might think these were clansmen of lightning purple-striped tigers evolving their Dao True bodies here. Although they were very similar to lightning purple-striped tigers, Lin Moyu wouldn't go easy on them. A moment later, after confirming that there were no other battle beast groups within several hundred li of this group, Lin Moyu prepared to take action. Flame North appeared beside him, followed by 5 Elements Sword Demon. Lin Moyu flicked a drop of ancestral water onto 5 Elements Sword Demon, while also burning belief power to enhance it. The next moment Origin Aura rose. Origin level technique. Strengthen troops. Using strengthen troops to greatly enhance 5 Elements Sword Demon's attacks.
Go!
At the command, 5 Elements Sword Demon whistled towards the battle beasts. The Sword Dao responded, enhancing 5 Elements Sword Demon. Then a beam of rosy light lit up behind Lin Moyu, also falling on 5 Elements Sword Demon. The ability brought by the General's seal. Strengthen. Strengthen troops. Strengthen. Ancestral water. Belief power. Sword Dao. Just the Sword Dao enhancement was enough to let 5 Elements Sword Demon exert 7th level Dao Venerable attack power. If counting the other enhancements under layer upon layer of strengthening, Lin Moyu didn't know what level 5 Elements Sword Demon's next strike would reach. Lin Moyu felt 5 Elements Sword Demon's next sword strike would be extremely powerful. 5 Elements Sword Demon struck with its sword. 5 sharp swords of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth simultaneously appeared from the Sword Dao, using the 5 Elements swords as a lead, followed by an endless sea of swords. Technique. 5 Elements Sword Sea. The sword Dao emitted a rumbling sound as the sword sea covered the sky like a tsunami crashing down. The sword momentum was overwhelming. In an instant, the ancient forest before 5 Elements Sword Demon was ground to powder by the boundless sword momentum. Without giving the battle beasts time to react, the 5 Elements Sword Sea had already engulfed them. The sword sea surged, sweeping across a 100 li area in front of 5 Elements Sword Demon. The ground in the 100 li area was plowed over and over by the 5 Elements Sword Sea. Countless sword auras rampaged back and forth within this 100 li area. Flame North flew out, coming to 5 Elements Sword Demon's side. When the 5 Elements Sword Sea ended, if there were any survivors, he would take action. Within the Sword Sea, the situation of the battle beasts couldn't be seen at all. Even with Lin Moyu's keen perception, it was now cut off by the Sword Sea, unable to sense the situation inside. A moment later, the 5 Elements Sword Sea gradually dispersed. The ground ravaged by the 5 Elements Sword Sea had formed a basin with a drop of several dozen meters. Under Lin Moyu's enhancement without regard for cost, the power of the sword strike had reached the level of 8th level Dao Venerable, even stronger than ordinary 8th level Dao Venerables. In the basin, 18 battle beasts lay on the ground, their bodies battered and broken. Although their corpses weren't completely destroyed, they were dead through and through. 5 Elements Sword Demon's strike was too fierce. One area attack gave them no chance to resist. Lin Moyu was very satisfied with this result. His mind moved, having Flame North go down to search for great Dao crystals, while also collecting the corpse remains. Flame North carefully searched the battle beast corpses one by one until all were checked, but found nothing. Lin Moyu couldn't help feeling disappointed.
Could Su Feng's information be wrong? It's not impossible that great Dao crystals don't come from battle beasts. That was just someone's drunken talk, hard to say if it's true or false. The previous great Dao crystals, one came from a giant rat monster, the other 3 from task rewards. How the giant rat monster obtained a great Dao crystal is also a question. There's too little information to deduce. It might also be bad luck this time.
Flame North brought back the collected battle beast remains. Lin Moyu accepted them without refusal. These were 7th level Dao Venerable remains. Whether used to perform Revive the Dead or for corpse explosion, they were very high-grade materials. With these in hand, Lin Moyu himself could instantly kill any 7th level Dao Venerable. At this time, 5 Elements Sword Demon suddenly flew up. It flew above the basin, slashing a sword towards the bottom of the basin. The sword aura drilled into the ground, blasting up a large amount of soil. A bloody aura burst out from underground. Lin Moyu saw a bloody rat monster. This bloody rat monster had 6 wings. It was a 6-winged rat general, already at 7th level Dao Venerable. Along with the bloody rat monster, a great Dao crystal was also blasted out. Lin Moyu's gaze focused.
There really is one.
5 Elements Sword Demon moved extremely fast. One small sword struck out after images, instantly slashing out hundreds of sword auras. Each sword aura's attack power, though not as strong as the 5 Elements Sword Sea, had reached the peak of 7th level Dao Venerable. The 6-winged bloody rat monster didn't dodge at all. It forcibly endured the sword auras, blood light soaring from its body, forcibly charging to the great Dao crystal and swallowing it in one gulp. Lin Moyu immediately understood how the great Dao crystal came to be in that giant rat monster's body. It had swallowed a great Dao crystal at some point, and the great Dao crystals really came from battle beasts. Just now, when the battle beasts were slain, a great Dao crystal dropped out. Unexpectedly, a 6-winged rat general was hidden underground. It seemed this 6-winged rat general had long been lurking here, its purpose being the battle beast's great Dao crystals. Lin Moyu's mind moved, and 5 Elements Sword Demon immediately stopped. Lin Moyu wanted to see what changes would occur to the 6-winged rat general after swallowing the great Dao crystal. The great Dao crystal must have great use, otherwise it wouldn't have come to swallow it like this. This might also be part of the rules. Bloody rat generals had to find ways to seek great Dao crystals and swallow them. Flame North silently came to the basin, cutting off the Bloody Rat General's retreat path. After swallowing the Great Tao Crystal, the Bloody Rat General didn't flee. It hovered in mid-air, its body undergoing violent changes. The 6 wings visibly shrank, then its body began to rapidly grow larger. In the blink of an eye, its body had exceeded several hundred meters, and its power was also rapidly increasing. Just 3 minutes later, its power reached the limit of 7th level Tao Venerable, then broke through to 8th level Tao Venerable. At this time, its body size had exceeded 1,000 meters, and the wings behind it had disappeared. At this moment, it was identical to the giant rat monster Lin Moyu had seen before. So 6-winged rat generals turned into giant rat monsters after swallowing Great Tao crystals.
For cultivators of the origin continent, Great Tao crystals only accelerate cultivation speed, but for the Bloody Legion, they can directly increase power. But the Bloody Legion seems unable to digest Great Tao crystals. Otherwise, the Great Tao crystal in that giant rat monster's body wouldn't have remained. Is it because they don't have physical bodies, only being things evolved by the rules? This is quite interesting. Let's see then, you can't not digest it.
Lin Moyu chuckled lightly. Flame North charged up, and 5 Elements Sword Demon also launched attacks again. 5 Elements Sword Demon instantly slashed out hundreds of swords. Sword auras filled the sky, bursting out large patches of blood on the giant rat monster's body, tearing its skin and flesh. Flame North's flames turned into a flame divine eagle, spewing out countless flames to burn the giant rat monster. Having killed one before, killing another was no difficulty. 3142 3142. Chapter 3142. Are battle beasts the ancestors of beast races? Actually, Flame North's power alone was enough to kill the giant rat monster. Now with 5 Elements Sword Demon's cooperation, killing it was even more effortless. Lin Moyu found that the giant rat monster's power had indeed reached 8th level Tao Venerable, but its actual combat power seemed a bit short of 8th level Tao Venerable. It had the power of 8th level Tao Venerable, but lacked the defense and techniques of 8th level Tao Venerable. Lin Moyu pondered, feeling this matter wasn't as simple as it appeared on the surface. Everything in the ancient battlefield was created and evolved by a powerful being. That powerful being used the battle intent and obsessions in the ancient battlefield, as well as the blood left behind by both sides of the conflict, to evolve past battles one by one, creating the ancient battle secret realm. However, this kind of evolution and creation also had limits. The giant rat monster seemed to be 8th level Tao Venerable, but compared to Flame North it was far inferior. Lin Moyu wasn't sure if it was because that powerful being's own power was limited, unable to fully evolve 8th level Tao Venerable, or if there were other rules, such as the giant rat monster having just swallowed the Great Tao Crystal and needing some time to become as strong as a true 8th level Tao Venerable. Whatever the reason, what Lin Moyu needed to do now was kill it. Flame North and 5 Elements Sword Demon attacked frantically, giving it no chance at all. The giant rat monster tried to break through left and right, but never succeeded. His counterattacks were blocked by Flame North, equally ineffective. In less than 5 minutes, this giant rat monster was slain on the spot. As it died, it turned into a blood mist scattering in heaven and earth. A Great Tao Crystal dropped from the blood mist. The Great Tao Crystal was identical to the previous one, equally beautiful and flawless, showing no signs of having been swallowed. Lin Moyu could be 100% certain that the power inside this Great Tao Crystal was still intact.
It seems that swallowing Great Tao crystals and becoming stronger is just a rule. 6-winged rat generals are set by the rules to swallow Great Tao crystals. After swallowing, they are affected by the rules, turning into giant rat monsters. But actually, the Great Tao crystals aren't consumed.
Lin Moyu was very clear that the current ancient battlefield operated under the dominance of rules. If placed in prehistoric times, in that real great battle, 6-winged rat generals would also swallow Great Tao crystals, thereby evolving into giant rat monsters. At that time, the power of Great Tao crystals would certainly be consumed. Rules are rules, unable to completely reproduce the original reality. Lin Moyu put away the great Tao crystal. Now he had 4 in hand. For others this would be a lot, at least enough for 6th level Tao Venerable to advance to 7th level Tao Venerable. But for Lin Moyu, 4 was far from enough. Lin Moyu's eyes were full of confidence.
As long as I know the source of great Tao crystals, it's not a problem. Now I've been in the secret realm for about 20 days. The ancient battle secret realm's opening time ranges from 100 days to several hundred days. I don't know how long it will be open this time. For the remaining time, I'll execute tasks while also searching for battle beasts.
His mind moved, and the skeleton generals sped up their exploration of the map. The skeleton general killed earlier by battle beasts also revived, continuing to serve Lin Moyu tirelessly. Lin Moyu continued towards the task point. He was at least several 100,000 kilometers from the task point, and there were likely many battle beasts along the way. Lin Moyu planned to handle both battle beasts and tasks. As time passed, he would decide which to focus on based on the number of great Tao crystals in hand. However, in his heart, the unknown task rewards were less valuable than tangible great Tao crystals. After flying several thousand li, another battle beast group was discovered. This time the battle beast group numbered 27, a bit more than the previous 18. But they were still only 7th level Tao Venerable, so there wasn't much difference. Lin Moyu went to look and saw these battle beasts were identical in appearance to the previous ones. Following the same method, he summoned 5 elements sword demon to kill them. But this time, Lin Moyu didn't use ancestral water. After all, ancestral water was limited. When unnecessary, it was better to save it. He had used a drop earlier just to be safe. Now Lin Moyu felt that even without ancestral water, 5 elements sword seize attack was enough to instantly kill these battle beasts. 5 elements sword sea carried brilliant light, conducting saturated attacks on the battle beasts. Countless sword auras plowed back and forth through them. During this period, each battle beast received countless attacks. After 5 elements sword sea passed, Flame North immediately charged into the battlefield to finish up. Of the 27 battle beasts, the vast majority died under the sword sea. Only 3 were lucky enough to survive, having companions block swords for them. But even though they survived, they were still severely injured. They might escape the first, but not the 15th. Flame North cleanly finished them off, turning them into fire-roasted battle beasts. After careful searching, another great Tao crystal was obtained this time. This great Tao crystal was hidden in one battle beast's head, discovered when 5 elements sword demon dismembered it. After putting away the organized battle beast remains, Lin Moyu continued flying towards the task point while pondering matters related to great Tao crystals. Battle beasts possessed great Tao crystals, but the great Tao crystals didn't enhance their power or bring any benefits, unlike bloody rat generals whose power would surge after swallowing great Tao crystals. This indicated that battle beasts weren't actually affected by the rules, or at least not completely affected by the rules. Thinking of this, Lin Moyu suddenly had a flash of insight and shook his head.
No, battle beasts are also affected by the rules. If not affected by rules, battle beasts' power would certainly increase after swallowing great Tao crystals. In other words, the rules restrict battle beasts from absorbing great Tao crystals' power, while allowing bloody rat generals to greatly increase in power after obtaining great Tao crystals. Battle beasts and bloody rat generals have 2 completely different sets of rules. For battle beasts, they are carriers of great Tao crystals, only possessing but unable to use them. So bloody rat monsters attack battle beasts trying to seize great Tao crystals. Battle beasts naturally fight back, putting the 2 sides in opposition. That's right, this should be the purpose.
Lin Moyu understood somewhat. The meaning of battle beasts' existence was to be enemies with bloody rat monsters, thereby becoming helpers of the divine army. Originally battle beasts should have been neutral, but now, because of the existence of great Tao crystals, they were no longer neutral.
The materials say battle beasts are spirit beasts that mistakenly entered the ancient battlefield and eventually became battle beasts. I don't think that's necessarily the case. The beast race's materials might be problematic. Battle beasts may have existed since prehistoric times. The Divine Rune Army back then should have also used battle beasts. Moreover, these battle beasts are 70 to 80% similar to the lightning purple striped tiger clan. Not only are their appearances similar, but their abilities are also close. It's possible they are the original form of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. But this can't be said. If said, the lightning purple striped tiger clan wouldn't admit it. It can only be kept to oneself. Let's see if we can find battle beasts with other appearances. If there are other battle beasts that aren't very different from other beast races, it would confirm my speculation that the battle beasts here have survived since prehistoric times and have a great connection with beast races.
Lin Moyu made various speculations, feeling more and more that his speculations were highly likely. However, even if these speculations were confirmed, they couldn't be spoken of. Once spoken, it would offend the entire beast race. Along the way, he encountered a wave of battle beasts every few thousand li. Perhaps because they were still on the edge, the number of battle beasts wasn't large. The largest wave had only 40, and they were all 7th level Dao Venerable. 5 elements Sword Demon and Flame North cooperated seamlessly. Lin Moyu gained another 10 Great Dao Crystals, bringing his total to 15. 3,143 3,143. Chapter 3143, New Task, Fulfilling a General's Last Wish. Lin Moyu walked on and off. On the 3rd day of entering the high-level area, he finally arrived at his destination. His position overlapped with the task marker on the seal. This area had no ancient trees or dense forests. It was located on top of a high mountain. The mountaintop seemed to have been flattened, leaving a flat area. This flattened mountaintop wasn't very large, less than 1,000 meters front to back, oval-shaped. The flat mountaintop was barren, the ground showing a strange black-purple color. Lin Moyu could feel a powerful force surrounding this area. In the center of the ground was a grave. Based on previous experience, this task should be related to this grave. Lin Moyu descended, standing in front of the tombstone. Words were carved on the tombstone. After countless years, these words had worn somewhat, but were still recognizable. The words were in prehistoric script, somewhat different from modern writing. Fortunately, Lin Moyu had seen prehistoric writing in materials. At his level, learning a language was just a matter of moments. Compared to talisman formations and the like, things like writing were child's play. Looking at the tombstone, Lin Moyu muttered,
Divine Rune Army, 9th Legion Commander, 5th Grade General Yu.
This was the grave of a 5th grade general. Unfortunately, the part that should have been his name had disappeared. It seemed to have been deliberately erased. Who erased it didn't need to be said to be guessed. The being who created this ancient battle secret realm obviously didn't want later generations to know this general's name. From entering the ancient battle secret realm and joining the Divine Rune Army, Lin Moyu had already realized that creator, evolving this ancient battle secret realm, wanted later generations to know that in prehistoric times, there was a force called the Divine Rune Army that had fought a world-shaking battle against the Bloody Legion from the Blood Rat realm. But at the same time, he didn't want people to easily know. He set rules here prohibiting sound, burying much information. To know more, one needed to excavate for oneself and continuously raise one's military rank. Lin Moyu could understand why this was done. Many things don't need to be told to irrelevant people. He was choosing people qualified to know history, and then, what the other party's final purpose was, Lin Moyu hadn't guessed. He had only guessed the cause, not the consequence. Examining the tombstone,
5th Grade General, if the classification isn't wrong, should be 7th level Dao Venerable. But it's also possible he was 8th level Dao Venerable. His realm might have risen, but his military rank hadn't had time to increase. If 6th level Dao Venerable, it probably wouldn't work. This is the high-level area. 6th level Dao Venerables can't come here.
The rules of the entire ancient battlefield had extremely clear levels and ranks. Except for anomalies like himself, almost everyone had to obey these rules. He reached out his hand, touching the tombstone. A vast ancient aura transmitted from his fingertips. Lin Moyu was suddenly startled.
This tombstone isn't evolved by rules, it's real. It has stood from prehistoric times until now, without collapsing or being damaged. It's truly a miracle.
Traces from prehistoric times that could be preserved until now were as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns. This tombstone was absolutely such a rare existence. Its significance was extraordinary, not just a simple tombstone. Its material, how it could endure such ages without damage, the power contained within were all directions worth researching. Lin Moyu suddenly realized something.
The tombstone is prehistoric. What about the grave?
The tombstone and grave should be one entity, possibly also relics from prehistoric times. At this time, the tombstone suddenly lit up, emitting a soft light enveloping Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's general seal automatically flew out, slowly rotating in midair. The tombstone seemed to be confirming identity, determining if Lin Moyu was qualified. Lin Moyu was now a 7th grade general. Although not high, he was at least a general. After a few seconds, identity confirmation ended. The tombstone's light receded, and a message naturally transmitted over. Enter the grave to fulfill the general's last wish. Complete for rewards, fail for punishment. The task was triggered. Lin Moyu sensed some movement in the grave behind the tombstone. Going around the tombstone, he saw an entrance appear on the grave, with 10 downward passages behind the entrance. Lin Moyu entered the grave, going down along a passage. After just a couple steps, the entrance closed silently, and the grave became pitch black. Darkness had no effect on cultivators like Lin Moyu. But Lin Moyu didn't like complete darkness. He waved out a ball of undying flame behind him for illumination. The undying flame emitted a gray light, illuminating an area. Lin Moyu's face appeared with the gray light. Combined with the environment here, it looked somewhat eerie. Having long dealt with skeletons, hell, and the undead, Lin Moyu felt nothing from mere eeriness. Let alone entering a grave. Even truly stepping into hell would hardly change Lin Moyu's expression. Soon Lin Moyu reached the end of the passage. The length of this passage surprised Lin Moyu a bit. The entire passage wasn't even 50 meters long, seeming rather short. Before him was a large door. Lin Moyu tried reaching out to push it. When his hand touched the door, before he could exert force, the door automatically opened. A gust of cold air hit his face. Where Lin Moyu stood quickly frosted over.
The temperature is quite low.
Lin Moyu didn't mind at all. Behind the door was another passage, with steps continuously extending downward. This passage was extremely long, its end disappearing into darkness, as if leading to an icy hell.
Now this is more like it.
Lin Moyu chuckled lightly. He didn't enter directly. The entrance area had no problems, but the passage before him was problematic. The light emitted by the undying flame was swallowed by darkness, unable to illuminate the darkness in the passage. And the cold in the passage seemed somewhat strange, containing powerful force, not ordinary cold. Could be predicted that this passage certainly wasn't safe. A 5th grade general's grave wasn't so easy to break into. Only by passing through this passage would one be qualified to truly enter the interior of the grave. Lin Moyu had roughly judged that this general's grave had become one with the entire mountain, using the mountain as a grave. Having come this far, even if there was danger, he could only go forward. Lin Moyu wouldn't retreat, but he had to consider how to proceed. 5 skeleton generals appeared, entering the passage with the sound of bones rubbing. Lin Moyu didn't let the skeleton generals fly, but had them go down along the steps. Then, Lin Moyu sent out a second batch, a third batch, 5 in each batch, 10 batches in total, each batch spaced at intervals, running down the steps simultaneously. The skeleton generals weren't slow. Soon the first batch disappeared into the darkness. Even Lin Moyu's eyesight couldn't see clearly into the darkness below the passage. Lin Moyu connected to the skeleton general's vision, while also activating Undead Eye. Under Undead Eye, the passage interior was empty, seemingly nothing there. The vision was completely dark, all light swallowed, equally unable to see anything. Suddenly, Lin Moyu's connection with the skeleton generals was cut off. The skeleton generals had died. They died very suddenly, silently, in an instant. Then the second batch, the third batch after batch of skeleton generals died without interruption. In the blink of an eye, all 10 batches of skeleton generals were completely dead. 3144, 3144. Chapter 3144. If only there were more. All the skeleton generals basically died in the same area, within 2 meters of each other. This also told Lin Moyu where the danger was. Where the skeleton generals died, vision was completely swallowed by darkness, unable to see anything. And they died too suddenly, not even knowing how they died. Lin Moyu didn't know, and the skeleton generals themselves didn't know either. Lin Moyu still hadn't moved. He stood at the entrance of the passage, waiting for about a minute. Then his mind moved, activating Undying Undead, instantly reviving the dead skeleton generals. After reviving, the skeleton generals charged forward at top speed. The skeleton generals weren't all revived at once, but in order, 5 reviving in each batch with 0.1 second intervals between batches. 0.1 seconds was enough to rush out some distance. But the result still exceeded Lin Moyu's expectations. The skeleton generals who had just rushed out some distance died again. This time they died very thoroughly. After death, the skeleton general's connection with him was directly cut off. Under these circumstances, even Undying Undead couldn't revive them. But this thorough death was somewhat different from before. The speed of death this time slowed down, not as sudden as before. There were some intervals each time. Lin Moyu's mind moved, and the few still living skeleton generals simultaneously raised their swords, slashing sword auras around them. The sword auras lit up with pure white light, briefly illuminating an extremely small area around them. In Lin Moyu's vision, light suddenly flashed in the distant darkness, which was the light of the skeleton general's sword auras. The light only flashed for a moment before being swallowed by darkness, not even 0.1 seconds. Lin Moyu saw something in the instant the light flashed. Lin Moyu saw the target, which turned out to be bloody rat monsters. But not the ordinary bloody rat monsters seen before, nor the winged bloody rat generals and giant rat monsters. But another kind never seen before. The skeleton generals were eaten, so they lost connection with him and couldn't be revived. Also because the opponent was the Bloody Legion, undead I had no effect.
There should be various kinds of bloody rat monsters in the blood rat realm. What I've seen before were just the most common types. There must be many I haven't seen. Here's another brand new type of bloody rat monster, able to emit cold air and devour light. As for strength, it should be around 7th level Dao Venerable.
Lin Moyu somewhat understood where the danger came from. The space beside him distorted, and Flame North appeared. The next second, Flame North walked into the passage, stepping onto the stairs. He climbed the steps with Lin Moyu following behind him. Raging flames burned on Flame North's body, continuously shooting out flames, trying to illuminate this area. This area contained a mysterious power, constantly devouring light. Even the firelight could only illuminate an extremely small area. Each fireball could only bring light to an area less than half a meter around itself. Fortunately, Flame North released enough flames. Countless fireballs, like stars in the night sky, continuously brought light to the passage. Flame North moved forward, finally reaching where the skeleton generals first died. The darkness here was even stronger, several times stronger than before. The flames seemed suppressed by the darkness here, the firelight barely penetrating, difficult to illuminate the surroundings. Lin Moyu also became cautious at this moment. The power Dao had already begun operating, driving his blood energy, ready to fight at any time. Finally stepping into the position where the skeleton generals died, suddenly a violent cold current hit them head-on. The flames on Flame North's body were violently impacted. Many flames extinguished in the cold current. Flame North's body was also covered with a thick layer of frost. Flame North let out a low shout, fire lights soaring to the sky, flames erupting like a volcano. dispersing the cold current. Lin Moyu stood behind Flame North, not hit by the cold current. He now finally understood how those skeleton generals died the first time. They were frozen to death. This cold current was too powerful, even able to extinguish the flames on Flame North. Flame North cultivated the Fire Dao and was an 8th level Dao venerable powerhouse. His flames could burn for 10,000 years. The soaring fire light exploded above the passage, bursting into a large patch of fire rain falling from the sky. Countless fire rain finally brought a bit of light to the surroundings. But the fire rain was rapidly extinguishing. The cold here was very powerful. Even Flame North's flames couldn't last too long. In the fire rain, Lin Moyu still saw nothing. The opponent hadn't appeared yet.
Continue forward.
Lin Moyu's mind moved, ordering Flame North to continue forward. As they moved forward, the fire rain didn't disperse, still falling continuously. After blocking the first wave of cold current, the two finally came to where the skeleton generals had thoroughly died. In the firelight, a pair of cold eyes suddenly appeared. The eyes were black, perfectly hidden in the darkness, only slightly revealed now in the firelight. Behind the eyes, a huge rat monster appeared. In the firelight, Lin Moyu roughly saw its appearance. 100 meters long, with translucent scales on its body, usually hidden in darkness, making it undetectable. This rat monster wasn't small, not as big as giant rat monsters, but much larger than ordinary bloody rat monsters. At the same time in the firelight, Lin Moyu also saw some other things. A huge chain extended from the darkness, wrapped around its neck, firmly binding it. It was trapped here, unable to escape.
Actually using a bloody rat monster as a watchdog.
Lin Moyu was surprised and amused, not expecting this could be done. Earlier the bloody rat monster had spewed out a large cold current, impacting Flame North's flames. After Flame North approached, it suddenly charged over, trying to bite Flame North to death. Flame North reacted extremely fast, condensing a fire greatsword, hacking down fiercely. The bloody rat monster wasn't to be outdone. His teeth rapidly enlarged, using teeth as weapons, clashing with Flame North's fire greatsword. Space violently shook, even the steps trembling. 8th level Dao Venerable Flame North completely overpowered the opponent in strength. That bloody rat monster was instantly hacked flying. Flame North pursued, the fire greatsword in his hand slashing rapidly, slashing out countless fire lights. The scales on the bloody rat monster's body glittered, turning into ice shields, blocking Flame North's attacks. Lin Moyu could see that the bloody rat monster's attacks were only average, its power about 7th level Dao Venerable. Its attack methods were rather monotonous, only able to spew cold currents and bite. What was truly strong was its defense. The ice-covered scales allowed it to tangle with Flame North for a short time. But given enough time, it was bound to be defeated. Lin Moyu observed this great battle, while also giving this new bloody rat monster a name, Ice Rat Monster. Flame North fought fiercely with this chained ice rat monster in the passage for a full 20 minutes before finally determining the outcome. Flame North cut off its head. The ice rat monster died on the spot, its huge body dissipating into smoke. Lin Moyu suddenly reached out, grabbing at the void. A great Dao crystal was pulled over to him, falling into his palm.
A great Dao crystal from the ice rat monster. It seems this ice rat monster also became like this after swallowing a great Dao crystal. I wonder if there are any more ice rat monsters like this in the passage. If only there were more.
3145 3145 Chapter 3145 Personally using his body to lock the enemy. Often one had to kill a group of battle beasts to obtain one great Dao crystal. Sometimes not even one could be obtained. The efficiency wasn't as good as killing mutated bloody rat monsters. After all, these special bloody rat monsters had all evolved after swallowing great Dao crystals, so great Dao crystals could definitely be obtained from them. Naturally, the more great Dao crystals the better. Lin Moyu wished he had thousands or tens of thousands of them, so he could cultivate at 100 times speed. After dealing with the ice rat monster, the cold around the passage gradually dissipated. Flame North continued walking in front, raging flames on his body, fire rain constantly falling from above his head. After walking forward for a while, the darkness deepened again, even the fire rain barely able to illuminate the surroundings. Suddenly, a black shadow appeared in the firelight. The black shadow moved extremely fast, shattering countless flames, crashing into Flame North with a boom. Even 8th level Dao Venerable Flame North couldn't react in time, instantly sent flying. Lin Moyu instinctively retreated some distance. His spiritual sense sent a warning. Wings of time instantly spread, carrying Lin Moyu flying to the right. The moment he flew away, a black shadow shot through where he had been standing.
Such fast speed.
Lin Moyu was somewhat surprised. The opponent's speed was rarely seen in his life. Moreover, the opponent was hidden in darkness. If not for it breaking through the fire rain earlier, it wouldn't have even been noticed.
This is yet another kind of bloody rat monster.
Lin Moyu thought to himself, his nose twitching as he smelled a bloody scent. The bloody smell wasn't strong, but rapidly spreading around. Wherever the bloody smell reached, darkness followed. Even Flame North's fire rain was swallowed by darkness. The flames still existed. Lin Moyu could feel their heat, but couldn't see them. Lin Moyu and Flame North couldn't see anything, nor sense the opponent's movements. Spiritual sense suddenly sent a warning. Lin Moyu instinctively retreated, feeling something brush past him. He only had a slight feeling when that thing was extremely close. Just a little further away, he couldn't sense the opponent's position at all. Fortunately, spiritual sense still worked, otherwise this matter would become troublesome. Flame North suddenly sent a message that he was being attacked. Unlike Lin Moyu, Flame North didn't have keen spiritual sense, so he couldn't avoid the opponent's attacks. Messages kept coming. Flame North was continuously under attack. Fortunately, the opponent's attacks weren't powerful. Flame North could hold on for a while, but this couldn't go on. The key was that nothing could be seen here, not even the steps. Unable to discern directions, Lin Moyu didn't know where to go. He pointed a finger and Skeleton Hell appeared. In an instant, Skeleton Hell directly expanded to its maximum. Skeleton Hell was three-dimensional, with a diameter of 8,000 li. Lin Moyu was gambling that the passage size was within Skeleton Hell. Skeleton Hell soon touched the edges of the passage, enveloping the entire passage within it. Although he couldn't see, Lin Moyu could sense through Skeleton Hell. Lin Moyu could sense, and so could the Hell Fiends. The Hell Fiends didn't care how strong you were. They charged fearlessly, biting with open mouths. Magma boiled and exploded, instantly turning Skeleton Hell into a true sea of fire world. Skeleton Hell covered the entire passage. Lin Moyu immediately sensed the opponent's situation. The opponent was swimming in the magma, moving extremely fast. It had a rat-like shape with an especially long tail, several times longer than its body. It whipped its tail, lashing in Skeleton Hell like a whip, making Skeleton Hell shake violently. The power of 7th level Dao Venerable was too strong. Skeleton Hell couldn't hold for long. Lin Moyu sensed its position, simultaneously telling Flame North the specific location. Flame North immediately took action, not being polite at all.
What a pity, can't perform great Dao locking.
Lin Moyu felt it was a pity. If he could perform great Dao locking, it would be easy to fight. Flame North charged into Skeleton Hell, tangling with it. The opponent's power wasn't weak. Although not as strong as Flame North, it would still take Flame North some time to take it down. The aftershocks of their great battle were extremely strong. Skeleton Hell began to collapse under the shaking. Once Skeleton Hell collapsed, the opponent would hide in darkness again. To find it again would take some effort. Lin Moyu's mind moved. An origin purple cloud appeared under his feet. Lightning shot out from origin purple cloud, exploding on the spot. In an instant, a large area turned into a sea of lightning. The lightning sea fell into Skeleton Hell, also enveloping the opponent within. Lightning naturally had a paralyzing effect. Hit by lightning attacks, the opponent's speed suddenly slowed. Flame North gained the upper hand, flames turning into blades, slashing repeatedly. The opponent was still resisting, its tail whipping out frantically, counterattacking Flame North. Although Flame North had the upper hand, he still couldn't easily take it down. Even with lightning paralyzing it, slowing it down greatly, its speed was still not slow.
This won't do.
Seeing Skeleton Hell about to collapse, once Skeleton Hell collapsed, both sides would be at a stalemate again. Lin Moyu's mind moved, and Origin Aura rose. Origin level technique, gather power. Lin Moyu's power instantly broke through to 7th level Dao Venerable. Power Dao True Body manifested. Lin Moyu vibrated his wings of time and charged over. He personally joined the battle. Relying on the feedback from Skeleton Hell, he instantly rushed before that rat monster. The rat monster's tail whipped over like lightning. Spiritual sense sent frantic warnings. But this time, Lin Moyu didn't dodge. Relying on Power Dao True Body and Gather Power, his body suddenly enlarged, forcibly hugging the rat monster's tail. The rat monster's tail had incredibly great power. Lin Moyu was instantly sent flying, but he gritted his teeth and didn't let go. His blood energy roared like a dragon incessantly. At the same time, several pieces of battle beast flesh appeared beside him.
Origin level technique, corpse explosion.
Boom! 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 Explosion after explosion bloomed in the pitch-black world. Flame North also erupted with full power in the explosions, flames turning into countless battle blades, constantly falling. Lin Moyu hugged the rat monster's tail, refusing to let go. He had charged over just to use corpse explosion. The rat monster had no soul, only a collection of battle intent and obsessions. Evolved through rules, although it had a physical body, Lin Moyu couldn't lock onto it with either Great Dao locking or soul locking. To use corpse explosion, he could only go over personally using his body to lock the enemy. After several corpse explosions in a row, plus Flame North's frenzied attacks, the rat monster finally died. The tail Lin Moyu was hugging gradually turned to nothingness, the bloody smell also dissipating. Evolved by rules, everything came quickly and dispersed quickly. As the bloody smell disappeared, the darkness before their eyes also rapidly receded. Flame North's fire rain reappeared, flames illuminating the surroundings, brighter than before. A chain swayed back and forth in the air. This chain had been binding that rat monster earlier. All the darkness had been caused by that rat monster. From its appearance until it was killed, Lin Moyu had never seen its true appearance, only seeing an outline. A great Dao crystal floated in midair. Lin Moyu reached out and grabbed it.
There are 2 more watchdogs. I leave them to you.
Lin Moyu put away the gather power technique and gave orders to Flame North. When using Skeleton Hell earlier, he had already seen the situation in the entire passage. In deeper places, there were 2 more rat monsters. They were also chained. Flame North accepted the order and killed towards the depths of the passage. 3146 3146. Chapter 3146. Stone Chamber, Murals, the Great Battle of the Past. Strong energy fluctuations came from deep in the passage. Flame North had found the rat monsters and was in fierce battle. For rat monsters chained up had become watchdogs. Although knowing this was done by the Secret Realm's creator, everything felt too real. Lin Moyu could see the entire battle process through Flame North's vision. The third rat monster was huge in size and extremely powerful. Although still 7th level Dao Venerable in terms of pure strength, it wasn't far from 8th level Dao Venerable. Its appearance was somewhat similar to giant rat monsters, but far surpassed giant rat monsters in strength. However, its weakness was also obvious. It lacked spirituality, forming a stark contrast with the previously killed rat monster. Flame North exerted some effort to slay it. Then Flame North continued forward, killing towards the 4th rat monster. The 4th rat monster could manipulate flames, but its flames were different from Flame North's. Its flames had strong corrosive properties. Once touching skin, they would penetrate flesh and blood, directly attacking the soul. Even cultivators of the same level would have a headache if hit by such flames. These flames were extremely vicious, but unfortunately they encountered Flame North. As a revived being, he didn't know pain, nor fear such flames. Flame North returned, bringing back 2 great Tao crystals. The passage had been completely cleared. There were no more enemies ahead, leaving Lin Moyu a clear path. Lin Moyu now had 19 great Tao crystals in hand, no small number for any cultivator. But for Lin Moyu it was still too few, far from enough. Lin Moyu walked towards the end of the passage, his mind full of thoughts.
That being wouldn't do meaningless things. Every step must have deep meaning. Why evolve 4 different rat monsters and chain them here as watchdogs? Giant rat monster, ice rat monster, darkness rat monster, power rat monster, and fire rat monster. Rat monsters swallow great Tao crystals, mutate, become stronger, gain various abilities. This is also what he's demonstrating to me.
Lin Moyu pondered for a long time. Without realizing, he had already reached the deepest part. At the deepest part was a 100-meter-high stone door. When Lin Moyu raised his hand to touch the stone door, it automatically moved to both sides. The entire process was silent. Bright light shot out from behind the stone door, illuminating the passage. Behind the stone door was a huge stone chamber. Many paintings were carved on the stone walls.
Murals!
Lin Moyu immediately walked into the stone chamber. These murals were very likely to contain prehistoric information. After he entered, the great door silently closed again. Murals were also carved on the door. On the 4 walls of the stone chamber were 16 murals in total, each very exquisite. Lin Moyu touched the stone walls with his hand, feeling the ancient aura of ages. He was 100% certain that this stone chamber wasn't evolved by rules, but had been preserved from prehistoric times until now, like that tombstone. The murals on the stone walls looked lifelike. Each scene seemed to have its own meaning to express. Overall, what the murals showed were scenes of the Divine Rune Army battling the Bloody Legion. Lin Moyu had long known about the Divine Rune Army battling the Bloody Legion, so what? The murals didn't show the outcome. Lin Moyu frowned.
Strange, were these murals left by that general? This is his grave, which would make sense. But using 4 mutated rat monsters as watchdogs, this shouldn't be that general's doing. And turning the grave into a task point also couldn't be that general's doing.
That dead general was at most 8th level Tao Venerable. From Lin Moyu's understanding of 8th level Tao Venerables, they couldn't do these things. Even 9th level Tao Venerables couldn't do it. So Lin Moyu was more inclined to believe these murals were left by the Secret Realm's creator. Since they were murals left by the Secret Realm's creator, they wouldn't be so simple. His mind moved, and Lin Moyu gathered soul power, trying to communicate with the murals. If nothing could be seen on the surface, then try looking from the inside. The moment his soul touched the murals before him suddenly lit up. Lin Moyu's soul power was rapidly consumed, absorbed by the murals.
As expected, the true information is hidden within the murals.
Lin Moyu didn't mind the soul consumption at all. His soul power might not be the strongest, but in terms of endurance, no one among Tao Venerables could compare. The murals grew brighter and brighter. The first, second, third, mural after mural lit up in succession, until the 16th mural was also completely bright. The scene before Lin Moyu's eyes changed dramatically. Strong wind sounds came to his ears, along with intense shouting. Weapons and treasures clashed, making thunderous sounds. Bolts of lightning fell from the sky. Countless raindrops poured down. Each raindrop weighed millions of pounds, smashing the ground full of holes when they landed. This wasn't ordinary rain, but great Tao rain. Powerful Tao Venerables used secret techniques to summon great Tao water as torrential rain to attack enemies. In the distance, fire light soared to the sky. The fire Tao appeared, sprinkling a sea of fire across the sky. In other places, other Taos also appeared. Taos of various attributes constantly displayed their might. This was a battlefield. The fiercely fighting sides were indeed the Divine Rune Army and the Bloody Legion. This was information recorded in the murals, also a real great battle that had occurred. He was witnessing this history as an observer. Only when he was personally on the scene did he discover that the scenes previously evolved by the creator were too amateurish. The real great battle was far more intense than imagined. Heaven and earth were shattered. Daos and secret techniques tore space into tatters. The ground was split with bottomless cracks. Geysers burst from underground. In some places, even magma had erupted. The entire origin continent seemed to be shaking. The divine rune army's battle formations fought against countless bloody rat monsters. In his vision, bloody rat monsters were densely packed, coming from all directions, countless, surrounding the divine rune army. Although the divine rune army's combat power was formidable, they were at a great disadvantage in numbers. In this great battle, the divine rune army was fighting very hard. If they kept fighting like this, Lin Moyu couldn't calculate what the final outcome would be. However, the divine rune army soldiers here were only 4th level Dao Venerable, not enough to determine the final outcome of the entire battle. Suddenly the scene changed, and Lin Moyu came to another battlefield. The divine rune army on this battlefield was more numerous. Similarly, the number of bloody rat monsters was also greater, fighting even more fiercely than before. Various secret techniques and Daos fell like raindrops. The ground had been completely transformed beyond recognition. Lin Moyu even felt a bit worried that if they kept fighting like this, the entire continent would be shattered. Lin Moyu observed the battle, observed the divine rune army, and also observed the bloody rat monsters. The scenes recorded here were clearer and more real than the evolved bloody rat monsters. Although that being had evolved them very well, there were still some differences. Bloody rat monsters could spit a black-red liquid with extremely strong toxicity. Many divine rune soldiers died from poisoning, their bodies rotting. After watching for a while, the scene changed again, and Lin Moyu entered another battlefield. This time, he saw 2 winged rat generals and 4 winged rat generals. They flew through the sky and burrowed underground, incredibly fast, far stronger than those he had killed. 3,147, 3,147.